We are also brought to you by PYER Gaming Supplements. It is a brain-boosting nootropic energy gaming supplement that has power, precision, and focus. Use code IFLAMES30 at mypyre.com for 10% off. We are also brought to you by FNX Fitness. They have innovative supplements of the highest quality to provide energy, focus, and recovery for an active lifestyle for years to come. Go to fnxfit.com, use code FNXCBD25 for 25% off their entire website.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Mind Talks. We got a new episode for you. I think it's gonna be a good one, just like all of them. All of them have fucking been awesome. So it's really no different. So from this one being going, they're all fucking good. We all learn a lot on here. I learn a lot. I learned all about myself, the guest, and Mark, and it's just be a good time, man. So hope you all sit back and relax, and then hit the podcast. Some else just grab a drink or whatever. If you're driving or whatever, just listen to it. Be safe out there. Don't fucking doing stupid shit while you're driving and listen to the podcast. Yeah, guys. Hope y'all enjoy it, dude. Hope y'all enjoy it, man. If you want to kind of just dive into, kind of give us a background of yourself, dude, and we can go from there.
All right, you want me to start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I assume everybody knows you guys, but I'm Tristan on Twitch. I'm Crispy T with 2 underscores. 21 from the great state of Texas, currently living in Austin. I work as a security officer during the nights, and I do Twitch during the day. Just really getting started, so I'm small, but happy to be here. Happy to talk with you boys.
Happy to have you on, man. It's an honor, dude.
Definitely happy to have you on.
Especially after just meeting you yesterday, so
right. Our friendship is advancing quickly.
Yes. Just
Hey,
like with Yakari,
already in there.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, man, the fucking universe, the way it works out is weird sometimes, dude. So everything's meant to happen. So
right,
what I believe is meant to happen. So yeah, but let's want to dive into your story or moments or whatever you got for us.
You just want me to go off rip, tell you my my long story?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure, yeah.
All right,
we're here.
Question is, where do I start?
You can start anywhere, dude. It don't matter.
Yeah, so I grew up in a town called Waco. Most of you will probably know because the whole, Branch Davidian situation.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a pretty small town. I grew up in a small, mostly white-oriented town outside of it. But it's small enough where it's if you want to do anything, you're going to Waco. I'm an only child, so that kind of sucked. Most people would always tell me yo, I wish I was an only child. That shit sounds fun. I hated it. I would always be man, I wish I had a brother to play with,
right.
Sister, whatever. But so, it was just me, and my parents were, we're what, middle class. We're not doing bad, but we're not great. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have such a great home situation is the easy way of putting it. My dad and my mom like to drink, but my dad especially. My dad liked to beat on me a little bit. I didn't have it near as bad as I know some people do, but it sucked. It got to the point where eventually, when I was 15, he came in and tried to start some shit, and I got pissed, and he tried to pull the classic my house, my rules situation. So I left, and luckily I was able to live with one of my cousins, who was older than me. And I mean, he already had 2 kids, but he was struggling himself. And then to take me on when I can't even really work, I have no way of bringing money into the house.
Yeah.
I'm 15, I eat a lot. And so we were pretty fucking poor together, counting out quarters, praying we get to where we're going kind of poor. But it was great. He was great. He became like my dad. His 2 kids were 7 and 8 when I was 16, 17. So they became my little brother and sister. Still to this day mean everything to me. And that was good for like a few years. I was living with him. Some of his family had a ranch that we used to work on, so I got started working like pretty early, doing like cattle work.
That's hard work right there.
Dude,
Yeah, it is.
especially in the Texas summer, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we're talking like 1,000 acres, probably
Damn.
200 head of cattle.
Checking fences, feeding them, and checking on the
Yeah.
cattle and all that stuff. I know
And
I worked on a ranch for a little bit.
Yes, sir. And this one was built in probably the 50s or 60s.
Oh,
So there's
shit.
always a
Old.
fence that's down.
yeah.
There's always something to be done every day. It's like, let's get it 110
Mhm.
degrees. Let's go. But so I mean, that's kind of where I got my like work ethic that I feel like I still like have. And shit, I'm happy to be able to be in a nice like air conditioned place. I used to be at least, but I'll get into that. But yeah, so I mean, after that, I finished high school, started going to college. My big thing growing up was I always felt like I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And it was a big issue for me. And I feel like a lot of like society, school system, whatever, puts this like pressure on you. Like
It does.
you need to be like 16 and know what you want to do. You
Yeah.
need to know how you're going to do it, where you're going to go to school, what you're going to do afterwards.
Yeah, get out of high school, go to college, get in debt, pay off the debt, retire, die. You're done with life.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, have everything all planned out.
Yeah.
At
Right.
the age of 16 when you're still trying to figure life out.
Right.
Yeah, you're still trying to just be a grown-up, honestly.
Yeah.
Life didn't teach you none of this shit about life.
Yeah, exactly. But so I mean that was a big issue for me, and the deal with my family is like my parents combined have like less than one semester of college. The like closest person would be like one of my grandmothers got like a degree at like a small school. So my cousin that I was living with was one of the only other people in my family with a degree. And believe it or not, I even had a lot of people like in my family, uncles and stuff, like telling my parents like, oh, Tristan shouldn't go to college. Like he's just going to drop out. He's just going to fail, waste his money. And it pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, no, I want to go to college just to be able to be like, hey, fuck you. Here's my degree. Take that. But I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I copied what my cousin was doing, and I started going to school to be a teacher and getting a kinesiology degree, which I enjoyed. Don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun in college. But after 2 years, I was really struggling.
Yeah.
And the problem with it was that I wasn't going for me. I wasn't there because I wanted to be there. I was motivated by like wanting to be able to just, prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And that eventually failed.
Yeah.
And I just started doing worse and worse. And I got into like I was living alone in a very small apartment. And I know some people like love living alone, and I understand it. I like having my alone time, but
Yeah.
when I'm constantly like by myself, it was just awful.
Yeah.
And that's what I say to a lot of people who talk about like living alone is, I thought it'd be cool too. But it was honestly like the worst year of my life because I lived in
yeah,
that
it can
small
be.
apartment for a year. Yeah. And just super, super depressed because I was like, man, I want to drop out of college. I don't know what I'm going to do. I still have no idea about like a life plan or anything. And just like would get to where I would like almost never sleep, couldn't sleep. It was bad, like self-harm shit, almost suicide shit.
Yeah, it would be because you're always inside your head because you don't have people around you to talk to. You're just stuck in that space all the time.
Yeah, and all of my like friends that I had made in like high school, all like disappeared. I didn't have the best friends. I cut off contact with them, and I didn't really have anyone else. I had one other friend that I had met at a job delivering pizzas, and honestly, like one of the best friends I've ever had. Just to add another like wrench into it. I was very poor during the whole time because I had a problem with substance abuse. And, obviously that didn't help my mental state. But, it got to the point where I was so poor I couldn't afford food. I hadn't eaten in like probably 3 days. And
Damn, dude.
yeah, and I
Jeez.
went over to my friend's house, and he was like, "Oh, I'm hungry. Like, let's go get a burger." And I'm like, "Cool, man. I'll ride with you, but like, I'm not gonna get anything. I'm good."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I'm all right." And like, I didn't tell him any of this. He didn't know I hadn't eaten in that long, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he just like, this is gonna sound dumb, I swear, but he just ordered like an extra thing of fries,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Here, bro." And like, those fries meant so much to me, and it kind of just like sparked the thought that like we can do things that are almost like nothing to us, like we wouldn't even think about it, and we won't even realize how much it means to someone else.
Yeah.
Like how just a little bit of like, I don't know, thoughtfulness and just a little like generosity can be.
I call them ripples in life. They're just the little ripples in life that they expand so fucking far beyond even you. You just, especially if you pay that forward.
Right. But yeah, I mean, that's just like a small example. And eventually I was still living in this small apartment the whole time, still kind of in the same mental state because I only saw him about once a week for a couple hours. But he told me he was going to move, and he was going to move up to like Dallas Fort Worth area. And all I knew is that like I wanted to get out of this place that I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get like out of this town and be able to find like new people. And one night I'm sitting sitting on my PlayStation, and I can see that like one of my old buddies that I hadn't talked to in probably 4 years is in like a group call, like on the PlayStation. And normally like I didn't talk to him because I didn't know like how we like stood. But I was kind of just so high and so lonely that I was like, dude, I'll join this even if they just tell me to fuck off, like whatever.
Right.
And so I join it, and I start talking to a guy that I had like, he went to the same high school as me, but we never like talked or anything. And we like just got kind of really close over like a very short period of time. And eventually like where he would come over and like hang out, and I kind of like reunited with that old friend. And lo and behold, like when it's getting close to the end of my lease and I still have no idea what I'm going to do, they tell me that they're going to move to Austin.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, dude, fuck it. I'll pack up and leave today. Like, I do not care. I have nothing keeping me here. I can remember like driving down a road, another stupid story for you, driving down a road, this little small back road. And I was like, bro, I was about 19, 20 at the time. I was like, I've been driving down this road for like 20 years, like my whole life. And I've never really traveled, never like gone anywhere else, lived anywhere else. And I was like, fuck it. I would love to just move to a new place and just meet new people.
Right.
And that's how I ended up in Austin, living in a shitty apartment there. But I had my two of my new boys, and me and the guy that I had never really talked to in high school, his name's Sergio. But bro, we just grew like super close to the point where now like that is my fucking brother, dude. Like I would do absolutely anything for that man. Still lives with me now that we're in a new house and lost the other guy that we moved to Austin with. But like we've always worked together. I got him a job at where I was working in Waco. When I moved to Austin, I started working in another restaurant. Made him come work with me. Started working private security. Made his ass come work with me. But yeah. And I mean, since I moved to Austin, like I can't tell you enough how like everything has changed. Like everything is so much better. It's like I had almost forgotten what it was like to just wake up and be like happy again.
Right.
And just, you know, honestly, like loving life no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm sitting at home looking at my phone, whether I'm on Twitch, whether I'm at work, dude. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy that I you know, made it out of there and found a new place. But that's the gist of it. Even though that was a long story.
Hey, yo, dude. We encourage long stories. We want all the details.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You have to surround yourself by good people. You know, you get a, like I said, being alone and all that stuff, stuck in that world of just by yourself and being in that dark. Because when you're by yourself, I've been there. That's one reason I fell into some deep depression. Is just you're always in that dark state and always just thinking of, you know, if this or what do people, you know, think about me, just everything, you know. And that doesn't help you. It just keeps on, you know, putting you down that rabbit hole even further and further.
Right.
Yeah, that's like one of the only things I hate about my job. So I'm a welder by trade. That's what I do every day for work. And for 10 hours a day, I'm under a hood in my own head, not talking to anybody other than myself. So I'll find like one little thing that I dislike about what happened 2 weeks ago, and I'll end up turning around and like blowing up on a friend or like not talking to a friend. He's like, I thought we were good. I'm like, oh, well, this happened. I'm pissed or whatever, you know. And I'm like, I know how that is.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. You just kind of get stuck on those thoughts.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, we're glad you get out of that shit, dude. We're glad.
Preach, my dude. Yeah. It was a long road, obviously, many years. But me too. And I would like to mention, about to hit 7 months sober.
Oh, yeah,
completely.
Nice,
so
dude.
it's fog. I'm glad. Because that shit's no joke.
What made you get out of that?
A combination of, like, I was starting like a new job, but it wasn't anything necessarily to do with the job. It was more that like the stuff I did never made me happy. And like, I don't know if you guys know, but for like people that can relate, you'll know, for that like high as good you feel, there will be the equal low, and you will feel just as bad afterwards. And I think that combined with like a depression type disorder, just kind of wombo combos to just really fuck you up, and it's not good.
So pretty much you had the self-awareness enough to pull yourself out of that, to realize you were not in a good position, right?
Yes. And the biggest thing that I can give for like advice to anybody kind of in that similar situation is you have to find something other than yourself to give you the reason to get out. For me, it was my cousin's son. You know, he looked up to me for no good reason, like a god on earth. Like, you know, I meant like everything to him, and I really had no reason to, you know, at least the way I felt. I was like, man, you shouldn't look up to me. Like, you know, why would you? I don't want you to be like me. I don't want you to end up like me.
Exactly.
But, you know, seeing how much I meant to him inspired me to try to be the person that's worth looking up to, and, you know, better myself, at least for that, because I had given up on myself long ago.
Yeah, that's awesome. That like, just like I was saying, it's the little things that make you pull you out of that stuff, man. It's just, well, you know, like I said, the ripples in life. Just a little thing like him looking up to you just pulled you out of that. You know, we've had previous guests on the podcast, and just a couple of words or quotes pulled them out of what they were in you know, in the shit that they were in.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I've met like random people in Austin. And like, people say like Texans are really nice. Texans will just like talk to you, whatever. I'm sure there's plenty of people out like that anywhere, but in Austin specifically, I have met just random people at a restaurant that have no reason to talk to me. Like, I'm over here just vibing, and they've just like come up and like started a conversation and will say like things that like, it's like they know, it's like they can read me,
that resonate with you.
Yeah, and like know what I'm going through. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I've had a dude just, we're like, I'm with some friends at a restaurant. He's with like his girl at a restaurant. And he just like comes up and he's like, yo, man, like, don't worry. You're young and everything's going to be okay.
No
And I'm like,
shit.
huh? Huh? Like, we're just sitting, we're over here laughing, like having a good time. I'm like, how do you know what I'm like feeling right
That's
now?
the universe, man.
It
The
is, brother.
universe knows, dude. Yeah. It's done the same shit with me before. Not with people, just kind of, I can't explain it. It's just a little bit of signs in here and there and there.
Yeah,
Just,
absolutely.
I try to think on it a little bit because it could drive me fucking crazy. But yeah, it's something awesome, man. It's something that's just, it's like, what?
Right. No, absolutely. Sometimes the universe will just come tap you on the shoulder and blow your mind, dude.
Yeah, it's just like the name for this podcast. You know, I've had this podcast in the back of my head for 7-8 years already. And one day I was just sitting, it was in 2021 or 2020, sorry, during COVID.
Mhm.
Just sitting at my computer, can't remember exactly what I was doing, and it's just like fucking someone came up behind with a baseball bat and just slammed my fucking mind talks in my head. I was like, what the fuck was that? Did that come from? I was not thinking about the fucking podcast or anything. It was just like, mind talks, bitch.
Right.
It's like, all right.
That's a perfect name for it too, honestly.
No, that is great. I love it.
It is. I got to looking it up and all that stuff. And there is other people that have, you know, their shit called that, but you know, that's whatever.
Yeah, that's okay. I made my Twitch name and then discovered there's a huge dude named Crispy. And I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. I created my name iFlames because it was a fucking typo back when I was playing Diablo 2. It's supposed to be In Flames, the band I listened to at the time, and I missed the N and just came iFlames. And I was doing some research on it not too long ago, and you know those kaleidoscope fucking images and stuff. Well, there's a thing, there's a thing called iFlames, but the computer like very high imaged and very like high. It takes a fucking badass computer to make them, but it's like a really fucking detailed like image of like kaleidoscopes, but they're all made by computers and they're called iFlames. I was
That
like,
sounds
what?
sick, honestly.
Right?
So you were talking that you had lived with your cousin for a little while. Are you still close with your cousin and his kids?
Yeah, we're still like pretty close. I try to see them like as much as I can, but you know, it's hard because they're busy. They're both like hella into sports and stuff now. They're probably 11 or 12 now.
Okay.
But I mean, when I was like, because when I was still going to school, I was trying to do like coaching and teaching. And so I was able to spend a lot of time with them, like helping coach, being like an assistant coach for like, you know, little league and stuff. And honestly, that was a blast. But yeah, they're still like always going hard. They're always doing something, never any free time. But I mean, it gets hard when you have like a full-time job. You know, I spent a lot of time like working in restaurants, working like 20, 25 hours a week and had plenty of free time. Now I've spent the past 2 weeks working like 72 hours. I barely get enough time to just do stuff like this and just hang out, but
right.
We're definitely still close and still talk like when we can. And you know, I try to like go up there and like see their football games and stuff because it's not too far of a drive.
Yeah, life is life is life, right? You know, you get busy and all that stuff, and kind of get swallowed in the world that you do every day in your routine, and you kind of, you know, just get so enamored in that, and you forget about the people that are around you. Right. And then, you know, and you don't, you know, you got to stay in contact with the people around you. You know, I'm at fault of it too, because, you know, I work a full-time job, then I'm doing full-time YouTube and streaming and the podcast and all that stuff while I'm trying to also grow my brand and my business and everything. And I just get so developed in that world. But, you know, I try to, you know, at least send people texts just like, hey, what's going on? What's up? You know, if you want to get, you know, with this game or something, just kind of just keep that little bit of contact with them.
Right.
It's so important. It's so important to stay in contact with the people that are around you.
Yeah, because you don't know, somebody might need it.
Yeah. Plus, if you don't, you lose them. You know, then you both lose sight of it, and you grow apart, and it's just, you know, it's not good for anyone.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely know how that is too. Especially with like Twitch and streaming and everything going on work. 'Cause I work 10 hours a day, and then I'd come home, eat dinner for an hour or so, hanging out with the wife, and then hop onto this for 6 hours and stream or something like that. I definitely know how it is losing touch and then having to like reach out and be like, hey, I'm still here, still want to talk, still want to hang out and stuff.
Exactly.
Right. And that's the like hard thing is like my buddy Sergio and I talked about is, if you break it down and, you're supposed to work average 8-hour shift a day. Well, you're also supposed to sleep for 8 hours a day. So that really gives you 8 hours to do whatever you want, to like kind of live and like do the other things besides work. And, it kind of sucks. He was really upset about it. I think we also have different mindsets on like work. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoy work. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't working. I guess it's kind of just since I've been working since I was like 15, I'm just used to it. Like I make the best of it. And I'm big on like, now I'm huge on like positive mindset. Like I hate the people, and this was obviously a way bigger issue when I was like working in restaurants and stuff, but I would hate the people that it's like every day, if you try to talk to them, the only thing they're going to talk about is how much they don't want to be here or how tired they are. Yeah, how much they hate it. And I'm like, dude, if you hate it, don't be here. And if you keep that like bad mindset, if you've ever got to do something that like sucks,
and we all have to.
Yeah, it's part of life.
And it's like if you you got to do this sucky thing for 8 hours and you sit there and look at the clock and are constantly just like, this sucks. I want to leave. It's not going to make it shorter, dude.
No,
it's going to make it so much longer.
And then you're going to have to dwell on that moment for, part of the rest of your life because it was just so fucking bad for you because you hyped it up to be so fucking bad.
Right. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I've done that, or like days where I don't go to bed on time or something like that. The next day, I'm like, fuck, I have to go to work, and then it just makes that 8-10 hour a day feel like 20 hours. I look at the clock constantly, like, fuck, it's only been 10 minutes. It was like it's been 2 hours.
But I'm the same way. But once I'm just like, so like every fucking Sunday, I'm just like, fuck, man, I don't want to go to work. I had such a fucking awesome weekend, like every single weekend I have. I'm just like, then I get to work and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Why do I fucking regret this? Right. I work with good people. They all have good fucking mindsets. We all fucking work hard. We all laugh. We all fucking joke. We all talk shit to each other. So it's like, why do I hate this? It's just like the shit I do online and everything. So it's like, why am I dwelling to go to fucking work? Plus, get paid good. It's an awesome fucking job. So it's just, it's just that mentality or just that, it's the negativity of the human mind just getting at you every once in a while.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, go for it.
I do the same thing as Sunday afternoon. I'm like, I gotta work tomorrow. I don't want to get up.
Right.
Like, why do I gotta go to work? And then I get to work and I remember I do what I love for a job. I've been welding since I was a kid. It's always what I wanted to do, and I absolutely love it. And then I get to build. I put pieces together and make something out of it.
Yeah,
make something that goes on a piece of agricultural equipment that ends up feeding a family or something like that. The payout at the end is amazing, and I love it.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I hate it every Sunday. I'm like, I want to go to work tomorrow. I was like, why? Because I have to get up in the morning.
Yeah,
I can't be a lazy POS and just lay in bed all day like I do on the weekends.
Right.
Yeah, and that also goes to like we said in the previous podcast that because if you don't get up that morning, then you can't go to work and get off work and then start streaming and start the podcast and get on about your day and then your whole week. That also goes to you have people relying on you. You get people that are looking guidance and looking for help and them to get through their shit too. So you have an obligation to get your fucking ass out of bed and start fucking life.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel good. Like after I know I've like worked hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I am a, functioning citizen. Like I'm out here like doing what I need to do. It just makes me feel good knowing that I've like worked hard. It makes that money worth it.
Yeah. Well, that also goes to happiness. what I believe, there's no long-term happiness. There's happiness in small doses. So within the tasks that you do or the accomplishes that you overcome and complete, that's where your happiness comes from. So whatever you say that you like, just you work a 10-hour day or 17-hour day, you done, you feel fucking great about it, right? You're happy about that, right? And then if you don't keep on doing that, you don't have satisfied, stuff in your life, then you fall in that hole. So you got to keep on building yourself up better and better and better and better and better. And that's where your happiness comes from. If you don't fucking do that, that's why most people that are sitting at their fucking house 24/7 and not do a fucking thing with their life is they're miserable because they don't have that fucking those moments in life that give them that happiness.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you about it's like a temporary thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one, I don't know if it's just kind of how our brains are built or what, but I think it's a pretty like common thing that people believe that like those bad times will like stick in your head, like you'll remember them.
Oh yeah.
When it's just like an average day or like a slightly like good day, like it's not like that's gonna really like stay with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mistakes that are gonna like, I don't know, stay in your head.
Yeah.
So you gotta keep doing things you enjoy and keep doing whatever
Exactly.
makes you like happy, truly happy. Like if you're going to work just for your paycheck, I don't think you're gonna be happy.
No. And I've been there before. I've gone to jobs that I absolutely fucking hate. But you know what? I still got up in the fucking morning and did that job to the best of my abilities and the best of the quality that I could fucking do for that job. Even though I fucking hated it, I still fucking made the best of it. And yes, I eventually got out of that job and moved myself up in life.
Right. Because yeah, I mean, even if you're in that situation, like even if you hate it, there's probably something that it can do for you, whether it be experience or just, get you like, I don't know, kind of something for you to do before you can move on to what you truly want to do.
Oh, with anything in life, you can, even if it's the fucking worst time in your life, there's always going to be something you can learn from it, or just anything you can take from it to build yourself up from it. There's not going to always, even the bad shit that you're going through, there's always going to be some good within that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And it's your job to pick them out and see what you can learn from them and push by them and make those better.
Yeah. I had the same thing with an old job where I had damn good pay. Loved the people I worked with. I traveled. I was gone for a couple weeks at a time down in either like Southern California or like the Bay Area, something like that, working. And so loving the scenery, getting to visit a lot of new places, working, great crew that I was working with. Hated the company, but I still had to get up, go every week, be gone for 2 weeks at a time, but definitely learned a lot from it. I don't know if I would go back to doing that job, that job per se, maybe for a different company, but yeah, it was definitely one of those things like I would not want to go back to. Just mentality wise was not there for it.
Yeah, people don't understand if that's just most companies these days, because they don't give a fuck about their employees. They just want money. If you can find like a company I'm working for, if you can find a company that actually gives a fuck about their people and the people actually give a fuck about their company, and that's gonna probably be the best place you ever fucking worked in your life. That's where I'm at. The job that I'm working at now, I absolutely fucking love it, man. It's my favorite job that I've worked in all my life. I couldn't ask for, a better company, because they actually pay attention to the people. They actually listen to the people. They take care of the people. And ultimately, all the people that I work with in my crew, they all love the company. They all see that the company's trying to help, each other out and their employees.
Yeah, dude, I hate going to working a job where there's just a ridiculous like turnover rate, and there's just always somebody new there. Like that's how you know something's wrong with a place, when there's always somebody leaving, always somebody being trained. And I've worked, a few jobs like that. And I mean, at least from my experience, they were corporations, like chain places that did that. Most of my experience, at least like working, I've worked in cattle ranch, I've worked in multiple restaurants, and then I've done security, and one of those restaurants was like a small, like family owned, and they absolutely gave a shit about their employees.
Yeah.
Like they would be there for us because it's not like it's some like huge name where you can just like you've got 90 applications, like pick a name and we'll grab another employee, like whatever. And then my security job is like small too, and you know it's just run by like two guys that used to be in DPS and like state troopers and stuff. And because they're like small, it's like tight knit, and we all like really care about each other. And it's not like, you know, who cares? It's like everybody knows everybody.
Exactly.
And we like talk outside of work, we hang out. Like that's what really kind of creates that like bonding and like makes you care about the people you work with.
And that's the only way it should be, whether it's a small ass company or it's a huge ass company. People need to help people out, you know, fucking set their bullshit aside and fucking just get along, you know. You know, it's like if you're hating the company and all that stuff, it's either change your mindset or get the fuck out of the company and make something else.
Right.
I mean, people make it so complicated that, and also it goes to, you know, they're being the victim and all that stuff, and then when people feel sorry for them, it's like, all right, you're doing that, but you're also looking for help. People are not gonna fucking help you when all you're doing is fucking bitching and not fucking helping yourself.
Yes.
Until you want the fucking help, like that's when your fucking life's gonna get better, and that's when you're gonna be able to fucking change your fucking mindset. Is when you want to fucking change.
Yeah. It's like the company I work for now. We've got a pretty decent amount of employees. I think there's 100 and I think we're up to like 115 now or something like that at the one company. But it is all super tight knit. Like, you know how like you started it like a bigger company like that. There's always like, oh, this group hangs out together. This group hangs out together. You know, it's this one. It's literally everyone from every department goes out and go get beers on Fridays after work. They'll stop, like there'd be a couple from each department that go grab a couple beers at the local bar that's close by, and everybody hangs out each other. Like we call each other like Team Blue or Family Blue, whatever, you know. And that's literally what it is. I mean, all of us are all super tight knit. I've got a guy that that I work with. We met at work, that pops into my Twitch and comes and just hangs out and chat and plays games with me. It's super chill.
That's cool.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same thing, you know. If we're out of town and all that stuff, and we get down to work, we go out for beers and all that stuff, get all the guys together and everything, and just have a good time, man. You know, fucking forget about work and just enjoy a little bit of fucking us, you know.
Yep.
You have to, you know. You just can't just work all the time and not fucking, you know, have some me time.
Yeah. No, that's what I really agree with what you were saying about like wanting to help yourself, because that's the biggest thing that like I have an issue with. And you know, you can relate this to addiction, you can relate it to really anything, whether it be like your work situation, a bad mindset. Like there's a lot of people who want things to change, but just want them to like change like this and not have to do anything to like
they want
get there.
Just like every single episode that we have done, just working on your mind is the hardest thing you will do in this world. And people want other people to fix their fucking issues. It's like, no. It's like, what do we got to fucking do in this world to understand that you're the one that's got to fucking fix it? It's like, yeah, we can help you and guide you and all that stuff and give you information for it, but you're ultimately the one that's got to fucking put the fucking work in and fucking do it. So it's like, well, shut the fuck up and say, like, do the work, put the work in, or don't.
Yeah, there's always people there to help you along the way and put you down the right path or something. But yeah, taking that initial step's got to be all on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really want to change, then you will. If you don't want to put in, you know, the slightest effort to improve yourself, then how do you expect things to change? It's like people talk about God, this just makes me think of like coaches and stuff yelling at me this, but you know, I don't know if y'all have ever had where they're like, what's the definition of insanity? And it's like doing the same thing over and over and expecting the results to be different.
Exactly. That's what people get so enamored into the world that they're in. And if they try to change a little bit, they get scared of that change and just go back to what they know, even if it's even if it's the worst fucking situation that they're in their life, they'll still go back to it.
Right. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Sorry.
Yeah, good dude.
Oh, I was gonna talk about getting like caught up in something familiar. It's way easier to like do what you know and to kind of like find your little like spot where you're comfortable. Like getting out of your comfort zone is actually way harder than like it sounds, right? You know, and I talk to people that are much older than me that, let's say, they like hate their job, but they're like, oh, I'm stuck here because it's all I know. You know, I don't know what else I would do. I've been here so long. And I was actually like talking to my mom about this earlier, but I was like, you know, it's the same situation for her. I grew up with watching her absolutely hate her job, like come home and cry about it like every night because she wanted to leave. And I would be like, well, quit, go somewhere else. And guess what? All these years later, she's still there and is still talking to me today about how much she hates her job.
Damn.
And, you know, I had to tell her today, I was like, you could leave.
Yeah.
You know, a bunch of bullshit. Oh, I've got vacation time. I'm like, then take it.
Yeah.
If you've got 6 weeks of times, take it.
Yeah.
Like, who's stopping you? You know, like, I understand that it was hard. It was hard for me when I had been working in restaurants for like 3 years. Sorry. But, because it was like when I got offered a job at security, yeah, I knew that was something I would absolutely love to do. But I was like, I know nothing about this. I don't know the first thing about what I should be doing. But luckily I was at a point where I was sick of like my current situation and I was willing to just kind of like jump off that edge.
Exactly.
It like reminds me of, this is like very niche, but if you've ever gone like jumping off cliffs or skydiving or something like that, when you're standing there on that ledge thinking about jumping off, it's fucking scary. It's like, holy shit, I don't want to do this. I don't know if I can.
Skydiving. I've been.
And after you do jump, I bet you go, man, that shit was fun. I would do that again.
Oh yeah. When I went skydiving, dude, when I jumped, you know, I didn't even think about it, man. We just fucking went. I told the guys, like, I don't even want to fucking cut down. Just fucking go. And we went, man. And I was just, I've been dreaming of this for years, you know, but this applies to other things. It's just kind of as a metaphor for, you know, life.
Right.
It's just take that leap, man. Don't fucking think about it. You know, if it goes bad, then take the fucking good out of it and take that as a learning curve. There's no failures in life. You know, if people are stuck in a job and they don't know what they want to do, try something new. Even if you don't even think you like it, go fucking try it. You never know until you fucking try it. Just like your mom, if she wants to quit, I've had jobs too where I fucking hate it, and I quit them. I had no backup plan. I just fucking said, fuck them. I don't fucking need this, and they were damn good paying jobs too. And I was like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm done. And then people are like, well, you know, this and this, and I was like, nah. It's like I'm not gonna work at a place that's, you know, shitty and toxic people and all that stuff. Right. Plus, I fucking hate the working aspect of this. So I just quit cold turkey. I had no fucking backup plan. And, you know, without those steps, I think personally, I would not be in the position I am now in my life to be able to do what I'm doing.
I can't relate with the skydiving. I hate heights.
I do too, bro.
Sorry to bring that in a little late, but I didn't get a chance. I didn't want to interrupt you guys, but yeah, I do not like heights. I've never bungee jumped or skydived or nothing. It's definitely not one that's on my bucket list.
That's a fear you got to overcome then, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
I like my feet firmly on the ground.
I can understand that.
I'm the same way. Like I would go skydiving, but I'd have to tell them like, hey, you're gonna have to just push me, and I'm not gonna open my eyes until I'm out of this plane. No way I can get back in.
How long do you fall for? Can I hold my breath for that long?
They actually did tell you not to hold your breath because you'll fucking pass out.
Right.
That's fine. I won't remember the rest of it. Let me pass out. I'm gonna pass out anyways. Like those kids that are on like the roller coaster stuff that like
Yeah, they just
pass out,
like
start
sitting there.
flailing. That's
Yep.
gonna be me skydiving. I'm just
You know, they're gonna have the
Thank you.
GoPro on too. Probably
Right.
have
Well,
great
I
footage
got
of
a
it.
video of mine on my YouTube. I'm gonna check
Yeah.
it out. But yeah, man,
Uh.
it's just taking that jump, man. Just like skydiving. I guarantee you, both of y'all did it. Y'all, you know, when y'all took that jump, y'all be like, because when you take that jump out of that or plane or helicopter, it's so fucking blissful, man. All your worries, all the bullshit of life, all your fucking stress goes out the fucking window, and you're actually literally, you know, in the fucking moment. I don't think there's more a pure euphoria to be in the moment than jumping out of that airplane and falling through the fucking sky, because everything goes away. Your mind is so fucking clear. You're focused. You can see the beautiful world and the horizon and everything. You're falling. You feel weightlessness. It's just it's fucking awesome. It's just something you'd have to fucking experience. But you have to take that leap, that jump to, if you're in a bad situation and you don't know where to do what to do, or you don't know your purpose in life, start experiencing things. That's the only way you're going to find it. If you don't go out and live fucking life, you're going to be stuck in the same situation that you've been in for the past X amount of years that you're in, and you're never going to fucking get out without that leap.
Also, if you are in that situation where you know, feel like you don't know your purpose, do not stress about it.
No.
Honestly, I have read about so many people that run these, you know, giant companies, you know, Google, Microsoft, whatever, that are like, dude, I had no idea what I wanted to do for the longest time. Like, absolutely no clue, completely lost. And you will find it. Like, it will come. I know there's a lot of like, it feels nice to be able to say to someone like, yeah, this is my goal. Like, this is what I'm doing. And I went through that for a long time. That was a big problem I had in like restaurants working at a college town, is all the people I worked with were all really in school and I wasn't. And all the people there were like, saw it as temporary. You know, you talk to them and they'd be like, I'm doing this until I graduate, or until I get this job, until I, you know, move on to what I like, my career, my plan. And I didn't have a plan for the longest time. And I had my like plan or current job show up to me under the craziest circumstances, where really it had like gotten to a point where, because man, that bothered me, like not being able to tell people what I wanted to do with my life.
I was in the same boat for a long time too, so I can totally relate with you.
Yeah. And I mean, even when I was like living with my new friends in Austin and significantly happier, that shit still really bothered me. And I had been somewhere between like atheist and agnostic since I was a child, really. Just because of kind of my situation. Like, I didn't really feel like there was anything out there that was like, you know, looking out for me. And one night I was just like very upset about it, and it drove me to a point where I like actually prayed for the first time in like probably 7 or 8 years. And not even to any specific like deity, just hell, to the universe, honestly, just asking for like a sign that I'm where I need to be and that I'm, you know, in the right place. And literally the next day I get a table that comes in, a table that I would have like normally forgotten about. You know, nothing special about them. And at the end of it, the guy who's sitting there is like, hey, what do you want to do with your life? And I was like, excuse me? He was like, yeah, like, what do you want to do? I was like, honestly, I've got no idea. And he was like, well, are you religious at all? Like, do you pray? And I was like, huh? Excuse me?
The fuck you going on about, dude?
Right. And sure enough, we talk a little bit more, and he kind of asked me like what I'm into. And I've always kind of been into like martial arts and fighting, huge into guns, gunplay. And, you know, I would have love to be able to join like police. I just feel like that would be fun. Obviously, I'd have some issues with it because of my past stuff, but you know, he was like talking about this like security company and how they're like different, how they run shit like police and not like these like joke like rent-a-cop, mall cop stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and that's where that leap of faith came in, where I was like, dude, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna mess up a lot. I'm gonna make many, many mistakes. But if you're willing to understand that and like work with me, I will be the best worker you have. I'll work my ass off every day because that sounds great. And that's what I've done since then. And honestly, it's only been like 6 months since that happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only been
Nice.
like 6 months. And, you know, here I am like 180 degrees different from the person that I used to be. And yeah, just actually like psyched. I can't tell you enough. Like,
I can tell you're fucking. I can tell that you are ecstatically happy about life and excited about life in the position that you're in life.
And if you have that mindset, it'll affect the people around you, you know?
Oh yeah, dude. I find it so fucking, it's mind-boggling that if you are looking for the people that you want in your life, life will bring them to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the person that offered you your job, you know, and you know, ultimately willing to help you out. And then us meeting, us three, it's just, we're all like-minded, we're all very positive, we're all driven, we all want to win at life, and we ultimately we want other people to win at life too.
Right.
And it's crazy that life, when you're on that path of positivity and willing to work your ass off and to look for those people and to help those people, life sees that. They're like, it's all right, you know, we'll like you go fucking talk to him or go over to his fucking area.
Right.
It's just, and also it goes to, you know, the law of attraction. If you think positive things will happen. If you think negative things will happen to you.
Yeah. And like one of the biggest like things that I started doing that really helped me, I recommend it to like everybody. If somebody does something that's like, you know, nice for you, even if it's something small, something so like minute, like, or I'll do this all the time. I might see somebody like walking down the street and pick up a piece of trash next to them and throw it away. Like, it's obviously not their trash, but you know, they're going to do it. Go up to that person and tell them like, hey, dude, good shit. Whatever you want to say, like, dude, thank you, because you didn't have to do that and you did it anyway.
Yeah.
And that kind of reinforces, like, you know, that's going to make them, I guarantee you, they're going to think about it the next time. And exactly. They're going to be like, it's going to make them feel good. It's going to make you feel good because they're going to be like, they're going to feel good. You know,
yeah.
It just like goes back.
Oh yeah. It's just the little things, man. They are so fucking powerful, and people don't realize how powerful they are. Just, you know, we talked about this before, you know, and I'm sure people get fucking annoyed by it, but I don't give a fuck. It needs to get across to their fucking heads. It's just the little things, like opening up a door, just picking up a piece of trash and saying thank you, can push someone past their bullshit or their dark spot in their head, and, you know, ultimately get them past that and get them into the right mental state. Just like me today, when I was in my fucking doing a workout, I picked up some trash in fucking our nature park. This is the bag from it.
Oh yeah. Hey, bro.
And then, kind of goes with like the full, like the pay it forward too.
Yeah.
Someone holds the door open for you or something like that, then you hold up the door the next time, you know, and hopefully that person will keep going forward. And little acts of kindness go a long way.
Yep.
Right.
They're so fucking big, man. It's just, that's why I try to, you know, if I'm standing in line, man, I'll strike up a conversation. I don't give a fuck. You know, you never know what that person's going through, or they never know what you're going through. You know, y'all could help each other in the long run, you know. So it's just, life is awesome, man. I love life. Always have loved life. You know, I've been down the dark fucking rabbit hole, and, you know, I've been on my bed with the fucking gun in my hand and just fucking like fuck life. And
oh yeah.
Ultimately, something popped in my head and pulled me fucking out, whether that's God or the universe or whatever is out there, you know. Ultimately, it's just, life has a weird way to work shit out, man. I can't fucking, if I could fucking figure it out, I think I'd figure out the fucking meaning in life, but it's just, you know.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, God, just like, you know, some people freak out and like over stress about, you know, how short life is or how fast it feels like it goes by. But that's, you know, don't like get depressed about that. Don't worry about that. Use that as motivation to spend every moment doing what makes you happy.
Yep, exactly.
And I know that sounds like, you know, anybody could say that like average thing, but like once you really start doing it,
fucking true. It is very true, man. Life is fleeting, man. We only get fucking one of this. You know, I don't care what anyone says if we're reincarnated, but we only get one life. This life right now.
Right.
You only get this fucking once. We're not gonna be able to fucking relive it. We all fucking die. We all know that. That's part of fucking life. If you fucking know that and you're constant and you're aware of that, then fucking use that to get off your ass and get out of whatever shit you're in, and go start living your life purpose. Because I believe every single person on this planet has a purpose of why they are on here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of fact if they find that purpose or not. A lot don't, but a lot do.
Yep.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, if you want to find it, that purpose will find you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that just goes through living life, you know. If you don't live life, you're not gonna fucking find it.
It's kind of like the name, like the name for the podcast is just kind of how it fell in your lap. I mean, if you want to grind and find what you want to do in life, it'll come up, it'll pop up and show you.
Yeah, it's just like me meeting Mark, man. It was just I would never thought it would go that way.
Yeah,
a fellow streamer fucking rated into Mark, and you know we got to talking and all that stuff, and you know the rest is fucking history, and we're fucking here, man. But it's just crazy, especially like with my YouTube and all that stuff. I was just, you know, I really heavy in YouTube. I was watching a bunch of other reactors that reacted to, you know, YouTube videos, all that stuff on there, and I got really into it. And then I was like, you know what, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna try my shot at it. So I started my YouTube channel. And then through that, I absolutely fell in love with the process of doing YouTube and doing my own directing and my own processing, and just ultimately building my own company up. And then, you know, through streaming and through the podcast, I believe that I found my life purpose. I found what I'm supposed to do in my life is to help people out, get their bullshit, give them entertainment, you know, give them information, mentor them, because I'm mentoring people now and all that stuff. So it's just crazy that through all the shit that I've been through, that live put that line out and it's like, hey, you're supposed to go this way because we know you're trying to look for your shit and your purpose. And then, you know, ultimately I think I found it through YouTube.
Yeah. And I think every like person has something about their life that they can teach you that like you know, can't necessarily relate to. Not saying you can't understand it and learn from it, just that it wouldn't come across to you because every life is so different. Every situation is so different. You know, I could go talk to a millionaire and he could teach me something about that he learned along the path of his life. I could talk to a homeless dude and definitely learn something about like how he lived. Like we all, and that's why it's important to like, that's why I love this, this Luna.
She's having a blast.
Right.
Hey, trade seats. Let's get her on the podcast.
But yeah, man, like everybody can teach you something. That's why it's like important. And I mean, there's tons of people who come onto platforms like this, like Twitch, so they can just like talk to other people.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe they're going through something and just want to kind of, whether it be like talk about it or forget about it, you can still help them either way. You know, there's plenty of times where I would be depressed, upset, whatever, and would just love to turn on a YouTube video and turn my brain and thoughts off and just watch somebody, you know.
I bet you she helps you a lot, don't she?
Oh, she definitely does. I got her not too long ago, like a month ago, but I freaking love this dog, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss mine. I do miss mine. At the topic, I'll leave it alone because I'll start crying. Yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. Fuck, I was gonna say. Yeah, lost my train of thought.
She's gonna try to jump on me or something. Just wait.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
I'm same way with my lab Bentley.
Mhm.
I mean, he's on my every single stream with either someone redeeming a dog treat or something, you know.
Right.
And yeah, he's my best friend. It's nice having him there because the ones that can always listen that don't always say something back, but you know.
oh, they know.
It's nice.
They know.
Oh yeah.
They know what you're going through. You know, if you're bad, if you're feeling down and all that stuff, they can sense it.
Absolutely.
Because when I had my husky, she was the same way. If I felt depressed or something like that, or you know, just whatever, if I was going through some shit, she was always right next to me.
Yep.
You know, pushing on me or talking to me and all that stuff. And ultimately,
Right.
she got me out of a lot of shit that I was in. I'm gonna stop there. Or fucking get emotional.
Pretty good.
But yeah, man, taking that leap is so fucking important, man. It's people don't understand how big it is, man. It can move mountains, man. Honestly, and, you know, if it's just a lot of people, like when I talk to my mentor, you know, we talk about the 2% of the people in the world that actually do get off their ass and make something of themselves. And yes, it's hard work to making something on yourself. You know, people, that's the reason not everyone's doing it. You know, you got to put fucking blood, sweat, and tears in the fucking thing to make anything of yourself in this world. You know, nothing's gonna be given to you, nothing's gonna be handed to you. You are gonna have to get off your ass. Just like when I started my YouTube, I didn't have fuck all as support. My family didn't support me, my friends didn't support me, and I didn't have any following when I started. They thought I was wasting my time doing all that stuff. You know, when I tell them, you know, well, it's, you know, the reason I want to do this, and they're like, oh, you should just, you know, go get a job, you know, because that's just the mentality of people have that they've been raised is you get out of high school, you go to fucking college, you get in debt, then you fucking retire and you die, you know. Just like, no, it don't have to fucking be that way, you know. If you're willing to go through, you know, killing yourself, because ultimately you have to go through some fucking hardships to come out on top. If you are willing to go through that, just like me, you know, I just started on a whim, you know. I just wanted to try something new. I didn't know if it was going to work or if it could have fucking failed, you know. I would have gone on something else. But ultimately, it actually paid off. And, you know, without me starting, we would not have this fucking podcast.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure it can relate to YouTube, but definitely like streaming too. I haven't been streaming that long, but when you're like trying your hardest and I still have to look over there and see that like nobody's watching, I'm like, why am I doing this?
Mhm.
Like, you know, there's been moments where I'm like, why do I do this at all?
Yeah.
Like if nobody's gonna, you know, it's not like I don't expect to blow up and, you know, be huge and be able to just do this. But you know, I stay doing it because it makes me happy and I enjoy
Exactly.
it. Like
I still get that mindset, you know, with even all the stuff that I've done. Excuse me. I still like, you know, why am I doing this? You know, then I get wrapped up in the fucking numbers, and then my mind starts fucking racing. And then I fucking start thinking and all that stuff, and I'm just like, am I supposed to be doing this? Then I gotta fucking calm myself down and like, yeah, Aaron, the universe has done showed you this is your life fucking purpose to help people out. But also goes back to the fucking hard work, because you know a lot of people think YouTube and all this stuff is easy. It's like, no, it's just like starting a business. You have to do all the fucking Mark. I'm on my own boss. You know, we have a little team behind me now. You know, with Mark and you know all our other people. But like when I was just by myself, I had to do all the fucking marketing. I had to do all the fucking, you know, getting sponsors and calling people up to fucking, you know, get videos and collaborations and making my own banners, making my own fucking channel art and all that stuff. You know, I had to do all this shit. But through that, there also comes the negativity, because you're just always trying to work. And I'm not seeing any growth on the long end. You know, it's like, well, you know, am I supposed to be doing this? It's like the universe said I was, but you know, I'm not seeing anything, you know, coming along with it. It's just like, No, you have to just keep on fucking grinding. It's going to pay off. It may not be fucking tomorrow. It may not be fucking 20 years from now, but it's going to pay off. You just have to keep on that fucking grind.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. I'm just like, don't expect things to like magically just go the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Like, even if you think something sucks, like still go in there and give it your best shot, put in the effort, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And by no means am I looking to get rich or,
yeah, absolutely,
to get fucking famous of any of this, If that happens, then so be it. That's just, if it works out that way, then it works out that way. But I'm not looking for any fame or nothing. I just want to fucking help people out and help change their minds for the better. That's all I fucking want from any of this.
Yeah, bro. If you were just doing this to get rich, I don't think you'd be doing like this type of content. Nope. I don't think you would be, because I mean, I see this as like put out there to help people. Yeah, and exactly. If there's people that see this and are like, wow, I really want to talk more. Maybe this guy wants to talk to me about my situation. Yep. Then go check these people out. Yep. Go talk to them in chat, because I guarantee you they'll talk back to you. And
that's the reason I wanted Mark on the show, is because me and him are a lot of like, he's willing to fucking work his fucking ass off. No matter what it fucking takes, no matter what the situation is, he is willing to fucking bust his ass, be a fucking warrior, and get fucking through it. And he also has a fucking damn good fucking mindset too.
That's one. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I would love for this podcast to be as big as Joe Rogan's. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
Not for the money, but to get the outreach out there to people.
Right.
I would to have that, to get that followage, get that message out there to everybody.
Dude, that's all I want. That would be.
I can make $0 off of this, and I would be perfectly happy.
Exactly.
As long as I get the message out there, and I get someone's like your story out to people that might be able to help somebody else down the road.
Mm-hmm.
A future listener or something like that. Even if it's 10 years down the road and someone's going back through and like they find this video and it helps them.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm ecstatic.
Yes. Yeah.
I look forward to that email or that message and down underneath the video. Like, hey, this really helped me pull through this and that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It makes me above the world.
Yeah. Just thinking of it right now. Just, like I said, 10 years from now, and then having someone, watching a video that we did in 10 years and then coming on there like, hey, this fucking absolutely changed my life. I'd be like, all right, I'm done, guys. Bye. It's just, that's just all we want. Like I said, if Peach Stroke, if we get 10 million people that followed us, awesome. Then we can probably change the fucking world. Even if we get fucking, just like we got 56 subscribers, I am ecstatic with that right now. That is fucking awesome.
Pumped.
Even if we had fucking one, I'd be fucking happy with that. If we can just change one person's mindset and make them win at life, then I've done my job.
Yeah, that's the same thing. I mean, goes with like my Twitch and everything, because like you brought it up with like asking yourself why you keep doing it. Like you constantly look over a chat and you see like maybe one person or nobody or no. That's that grind. Like I was there for several months, like asking myself like, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing this? And then I get done. I'm like, I still had a blast. I was hanging out with buddies. I'm going to be doing it anyways. And if someone pops in and I can cheer them up.
Exactly.
I'm ecstatic. Like that's one of my biggest things. Like I always get people in here or come into my chat and stuff like that. Like, hey, I've been lurking for a minute, just kind of watching, and I love the vibes in here. I'm like, yo, that's all I ask. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
like the vibes, and I can make you happy.
Oh yeah.
I'm done. I'm happy.
Yeah. And that's one of my favorite things is when I'm doing my live streams is people will, I can see people come here because the viewers count gets bigger, and people will just sit in there for a little bit, and then they'll fucking start typing, and they're like, I like the vibes in here. This is awesome. Like I can feel the good energy and all that stuff. And it's like those comments right there are ultimately that's why I stream. Is I don't know a fuck all about this person. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they are. I don't even know what they look like, but just for them to come into my chat and then say that, and for them to comment that, it means even if they're in a dark place, there means that they are willing to change their mindset just a little bit and have some kind of good in it.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like I'm saying, like, for them, how much effort do they have to put in?
Yeah.
Just typing. It's still effort.
Yeah.
Granted, there's, I can sit in your stream and be like, hey, I really like this stream.
Mhm.
It is more than what I have to do to type out, hey, I really like what you're doing, or I like the vibes, like I'm having a good time, whatever it is. But, the person watching it feels good because they're enjoying it. And just by saying like, hey, I'm enjoying this, that makes the streamer or the YouTuber also feel good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
huge.
Yeah, it comes full circle, man. It helps you out and it helps them out, because they're being put, even though it's digital, they're still being put around a good positive world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, positivity makes the world go around. 100%.
Yes.
It's huge.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's just the world and the way it is and the way the fucking human mind is on, because it's still very fucking young. We're still we're still fucking apes, and that's just technology that's evolved beyond our fucking comprehension. And we also have negativity. That's just part of life. That's just part of the human brain. It's more negative than it is positive, but it's ultimately your job to find that positivity and keep that positivity going. And eventually the positivity will overwhelm the negativity, but there's also gonna be, just like there's gonna be fucking bad times. That's just part of fucking life.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, there's always that little negativity in the back of your brain. We all have depression. We all have anxiety. That's just part of fucking the human nature, just like the negativity part is. But it's like, what can you do to minimize that? What can you learn in life, the process to minimize it, because you're never going to get rid of it.
Right. And I mean, it's like you said, it's a part of life, but it's also like essential, because those bad times learn from it too. Yeah, the bad times and the negative times are what's going to make you realize that, like, how much better off you are now. If we were always, if everything was always perfect, we wouldn't like see it as perfect. No, it would be like, oh, this is just like
ordinary.
Well, if everything was perfect all the time, then no one would have a fucking personality, because no one would go through some hard shit and then actually fucking, life teach them shit.
Right.
No.
We'd all be fucking lazy ass goddamn fucking bums, probably weigh fucking 200 pounds.
Hey man, 200 pounds isn't bad. Chill out.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. Why you gotta at me like that, bro?
Right?
Shit.
Come on, food is good.
Hey, I'm 230, so fuck y'all.
I like me my food, okay? Leave me alone.
I love my food too. Okay, fucking 500 pounds. Does that make you better?
There you go.
Thank you.
The fucking analogies, fuckers. Don't take it like confidence. You fucking snowflakes.
Oh, easy.
I'll just fucking with y'all.
No, I got you.
I had something in.
There it goes.
Yeah,
it's that hair that draining all that shit out.
It's been a little wild. I apologize. I tried doing something.
It looks good, dude. Nah, I fucking dig it, dude. I really dig it.
How long is it in the bag?
It's getting there.
Oh yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
It's getting there.
Yeah, I don't think the podcast has seen your fucking your mullet yet.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was Dr. Disrespect's alt account.
No, hey, mine's real.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've had a couple people who are like, "Oh, you're trying to copy Dr. Disrespect." I'm like, hold on. No, mine doesn't come off. Sorry. Yeah. Mine's not just for a couple hours a day. I rock mine outside Twitch as well.
This is a totally random tangent, but a little free ad for the doc here. I've never watched the doc's content. I only know who he is. Yeah. But dude, I listened to one of these songs he put out. It's called Alleyways. Yeah. And dude, it's fire. Yeah. I'm like, yo, all these people that like you wouldn't expect. Like, he's a streamer, and like, it's not like he has like a very pleasing voice. He's funny. That's why he gets,
Mhm.
lots of views. But dude, this song, fire.
Yeah, his songs are fire. I like them.
Yeah, I didn't know he even did songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some stuff on Spotify, dude. And I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but like, I think most people feel like music is like such a great like outlet, whether it be like listening to it while you think or while you work or whatever. But I mean, music definitely like helps me like
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of get my like mind on something
Yep.
and just like think about it. But I feel like most people are the same, and I don't give a shit what kind of music you listen to. Like each person, that's just another like beautiful thing about like the difference in people
Oh yeah.
is like being able to see what like they like and what like helps them, even if it's not music. It might be a task, whatever it
Yeah.
is that they just enjoy, taking the dog for a walk, whatever it is.
Yep.
Nature.
And that's the premise behind this podcast is getting different people on here, a diverse people that have different stories on here to help people, because everyone's different. That's what that's fucking awesome. That there's no even if you think someone is exactly alike, just like me and P-Stroke, we have a lot of similar, the way we think, but we are totally different in some aspects. We share completely different worlds and other aspects of life.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of hobbies that like me and you have in common or something like that. Like for you, like you're especially or well with the podcast in general,
Yeah.
you are more of the talker versus me. I listen more and then try to like grasp and like figure out like little things that I can ask about later on and stuff like that. That's where we balance each other out and it makes it nice.
Oh yeah. I couldn't ask for a better fucking co-host.
So Mark, do you feel like you're like that with like most people, like in other conversations, one-on-one scenarios? Do you feel like you're more of like a talker, or more of like
of a listener, I guess, per se, for me. I love listening to people's stories. That's one thing. Like he asked me about this and we were talking about like what it would entail and stuff like that. And that's why I 100% when he asked me, I'm like, yes, I'm down. Yeah. I'm not even gonna think twice. I'm not gonna ask the wife, nothing. I'm down. This is what I want to do.
Right.
And I love listening to other people's stories. There's a lot we've had a couple of guests on that I might not directly relate with the story or something like that, but there's little key things that happen with them that I can relate to or something like that, and I pointed it out on Bryant Chambers' podcast, as because I mean that was my first time meeting Bryant. I had never met him before that, and I had mentioned like halfway through, I'm like, hey, I might be just kind of like listening, and I'm quiet. Granted, I was super nervous too. It was our second podcast in.
First guest.
First one with the guest, yeah. And I was like, but I can go through and I picked out 5 different things from each part of the story, whether it was the skateboard story, the music story, or, and so those 5 things from each one has built him to where he was at that point, or same thing with you, like gone through and like, okay, so this part of the story helped him get to this part, that they got to this part, they got to this part, and figuring out the steps. And so I love listening for me.
Yeah. And that's like, kind of what I was saying, where like, you don't need to like relate to someone like on a personal level to be able to understand their story and kind of what happened. And I don't know if that's just being like empathetic or what, but just being able to like, kind of
it's not empathetic, is because if you look at life, we all essentially go through the same shit in our lives. It's just laid out in a different way for us. Some people see it in a different way. Some people act it with they handle it a different way. It's just essentially we all go through the same bullshit, but it's just different and a different outlook on it is how we go through it.
Right.
So in a way, we can all relate, just like Mark said, we can all relate with little things within whatever that person is going through.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the reason I asked is because like that's how I always talk to people. Like I feel like normally I feel like I'm talking a lot in this situation, but normally I'm very quiet and like a listener. And I always describe, like, I see conversation as like a dance, you know, a one-on-one conversation where there's like a leader and like a follower.
Mhm.
And that's not saying any of those roles is better than the other.
Yeah.
I personally loved like just sitting there and kind of like waiting, thinking it out, and being able to respond with like something that drives, even as the like follower in my situation, you know, the like duality, the response is like just as important to
Oh yeah,
keep
totally
that
is.
like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a push and pull. Like without the pull, there's not going to be any more of the like story that you can bring out.
Yeah, well, you just put it in the best analogy that you could. It's just like a dance, you know. It's got to be, you know, like a push and pull too. So, you know,
Right.
like me, I am. That's how I learn is by talking. Yeah, that's I am a full fucking talker. You know, even at fucking work and all that shit. And I never shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm always fucking talking. My mouth never fucking closes. Plus that also goes to life's too short. I don't think I want to shut up. But
You don't have
yeah,
to.
yeah, it's yeah, and that's ultimately, you know, fucking. That's the reason I wanted fucking P-Stroke on there. You know, before we actually really got talking, I really got to know him. I kind of watched him a little bit on stream. You know, kind of see how he was and how he handled people and all that stuff. And I was still
love people coming in.
Yeah.
Whether I've had, especially lately, I've had a couple like toxic people come in, and by the end of before they left, like they were super chill, ended up dropping a follow, and we're hanging out vibing for like an hour.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've had a couple, and don't get me wrong. I mean, a lot of it is the community that's behind me. Like we've had a couple of toxic people, and literally before I even read it, there's 20 messages from either just people in chat or my mods or something like that. Like, hey, don't do that, or they'll fire back at him. Yep. And it's pretty. I think I've only ever had to ban maybe 3 people out of chat.
Yeah.
All the other ones either leave because they get mad or they follow and end up chilling, and I see them the next stream.
I think I've only banned 2 people in your chat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. If we can help them, man, I'd rather change our mind.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. Is like, yeah, you're mad, and I mean, the latest one is like, oh, you're big mad talking about us demoing or blah blah blah. I'm like, you're the one that looked me up on Twitch and came into chat and then typed out a message.
Yeah.
Who's the one that's mad?
Yeah.
I totally forgot that I even played you after I hit exit to main menu. Like, you're the one that's mad. I'm sitting here vibing. I've got a couple people that I'm vibing with in chat, or I've got people that are in my voice comm, you know, something like that.
Yeah, it's like who's openly has
I'm laughing, I'm drinking, I'm having a blast. I'm not dwelling on what you said in the game chat. I don't care.
Yeah, that's because they have something going on in their life that's not working out for them, or they're in a bad situation and all that stuff. That's the reason they're acting out like that. Just like the other day at work, we had a we have a newer guy. He's a little bit older. Well, he's a lot older. He's like 65, and he's working around a bunch of 20 to 30-year-olds. And essentially, he's starting over in life, because of COVID and all that shit. And he has like 35 years of experience in the electrical field. Pretty much down in the position of being a fucking apprentice. And we were on a simple ass job, and we're loading my trailer back up. Ultimately, it's going to be my way because I'm responsible for the trailer. I want the rig and all that stuff chained down how I want it because it falls on my responsibility. Anything happens, I get my ass chewed out, not them. But one of my guys on my crew was chaining up the rig and all that stuff. The rig, I call it, it's a mini excavator, but we got a bunch of other shit on the trailer too. And they were chaining it down and all that stuff. And he wasn't doing it the way that I showed the guys that ride with me how to do it. And one of the guys was like, well, it's not supposed to be that way. I mean, he didn't like go like, no, it's supposed to be this way and all that stuff. He's just like, hey, no, dude, it's supposed to be like this on the trailer. Well, he threw a big ass fucking tangent, like, well, you fucking do it and all this. I'm fucking done and you're fucking coaching and all that stuff. And I was like, whoa, dude. It's like, what the fuck is going on in your fucking life to be blowing up like that, dude? It's like that. No. We're all fucking human. We're all fucking men out here. No reason to raise your voice. Let's fucking talk about it and all that stuff. And he eventually came down and apologized and all that stuff. So yeah, just when people act out like that, or looking to just spread that positivity. It's ultimately they just have some, you know, torment or battle going on in their head, or they're in a fucking bad place in their life.
Yeah. Same thing that like Mark talked about, where, you know, you might just have something on your mind that is bothering you, and it causes you to just like go off randomly.
That's always been like, for me, like cutting ties off with people. I mean, easy. I've never had an issue doing it. I've cut ties with family members that I ended up regretting, and then ended up talking 2 years down the road. My own mother being one of them. I didn't talk to my mom for 3 or 4 years, just because I did not like where we were at in life against each other or whatnot. Like we just weren't on the same level. Now she's one of my best friends. I can call her at any time and explain what's going on. She's there to help me, or vice versa.
Right.
And but it started off with like one little thing that I just sat there and fizzed on and finally snapped and blew up, and I was like, I'm done. And I ended up coming to realize, I mean, it was definitely my fault. It was about her if I can talk. It was about her husband. Me and him didn't see eye to eye, and she didn't see my side of it. She was only looking at it from his side, and it made me mad. And I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. And after like 3 or 4 months of fizzing on it, I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't talk to her for like 3 years. And then finally we sat down and talked, and I was like, I was being stupid. I mean, I was 17, 18 at the time. I was like, I'm sorry. And now we're best friends.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm very, very easy to just cut ties and walk out of your fucking life. You know, have no qualms about doing that, especially if you're not a person I want to be around. Yeah, but I've done the same thing with family members, and you know, good brothers of mine that I call brothers now. If I didn't ultimately sit down and have that talk with them, I don't think I'd be in the situation that I am now in life.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I've really focused on, especially in the last just couple of years, is not doing that. You know, I mean, you still get trapped in your own head with thoughts and different things, and still get mad about it. But at the end of the day, you're just like, okay, is it really worth like not talking to somebody because one stupid little small thing? Like, it comes back to taking that first step and reaching out, be like, hey, this is what's making me mad, or this is what's happened. You know, this is what you said that really upset me, and talking to them about it instead of just going off the deep end and just losing it. Yeah, just gotta try to keep that positive attitude, like, hey, we should talk and try to work this out, instead of just losing a friendship or something, you know, over.
Yeah, and we share the same thing, Mark, because you know we both over fucking think things, and then that leads to, you know, going down that fucking rabbit hole, and then fucking just hard to get back out. You know, that also goes to, you know, thinking on some stupid shit that, you know, just like, you know, your mom and all that stuff, just some little minuscule thing, and then you just sit on it and dwell on it. And you're like, well, fuck it, you know, fuck them, I'm out of their lives and all that stuff, and then it blows up to this big ass fucking thing that you got to go back and repair.
Yeah, and then there's people. Well, first of all, Mark, I can definitely relate with you. Very similar situations with me. But like, there's also those people who get into that situation where many years down the road, they're like too scared or like petty, whatever it is, to reach out again and, you know, kind of admit that, like, hey, I was wrong. And like, you know, I definitely have instances in my family where it's like, they talk about like, oh yeah, I've never talked to my sister, or I haven't talked to her in 30 years because of some stupid stuff that happened. And like, they're both just like, no, I'm not going to say that, you know, I'm not going to be the first one to reach out to them, whatever it is. And it's like, I know you want to talk to them. You're sitting here telling me about them because like, it probably bothers you, but like,
and it probably bothers them too.
Yeah,
you know, it's probably a mutual thing that y'all both want to talk to each other, but ultimately, I mean, I'm just you know, speaking in hypothetical terms,
right?
It's probably both in y'all's stubbornness, that y'all are both in y'all's head, that, you know, like, well, fuck them, you know,
right.
Could be, you know, whether I'm better than them, or, you know, they're better than you, or just whatever it is, y'all have to come to that common collective. It's just like, hey man, let's just fucking talk and get this out there, you know, and move on with life.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, how did y'all do during like COVID? How did y'all during the like hardcore like lockdowns? I get it, Aaron. We're both in Texas. COVID was very short around here, especially the actual like lockdown situation. But I know, especially like online, you know, I get the chance to talk to people all over the world, and even like talking to people from Canada. Like I was blown away at how kind of like much more hardcore.
They're still under hardcore lockdown.
They're still, dude, they're not letting anybody that doesn't live in Canada, like they're not like flying in, like none of that stuff. There's still lots of businesses shut down. Meanwhile, Texas is like, hey, no masks.
Yeah, didn't you guys? Yeah, Texas just completely opened back up, didn't it? Like
majority,
almost.
not completely yet.
It's like they said that they can open up, especially in Austin, where my experience is. Austin basically said, they were like, did y'all hear that? We didn't. Like, they're like, no, you can still wear your masks. Like, I think they have opened it up with like capacity. But dude, I went down to like 6th Street the other day, and like, there's like, you know, 50 people packed into like this much space, all no mask, jumping around. Like, you know, it's definitely not like it is in other places. But yeah, just
like California
I know,
or Canada.
Right.
I got a buddy in Canada, actually a brother. And he's like, yeah, we can't even go across the border or any like or go across the fucking do they have states? I don't know what they call their fucking shit, but they can't even go across
provinces or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
provinces. They can't even go across that. They have to stay in their fucking jurisdiction and all that shit.
Yeah, but I know, you know, that's an example of like a difficult situation for people. Definitely something that like none of us have ever experienced, no matter how old you are. Like, you know, definitely new to all of us.
Yeah,
but you can still take that situation and turn it into something good. I felt like the actual like lockdown, that's where I had some of the best like chances to sit and work on myself, my mental state, and kind of how I'm doing.
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah, if COVID wouldn't have happened, again, this podcast would have not have fucking happened.
Yeah,
I would have not have been streaming, and I would have not met Mark.
Yeah, was it this last episode? Or the episode before we were talking about it and how COVID had impacted us per se, and I mean without COVID, I mean I would have never started streaming, and as much as I always wanted to, I never really had a way to do it. And it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of odd to say that I used my stimulus check to purchase a computer, but I mean I was still working, you know, so I mean it was just kind of just extra spending money. I mean, I was still working 10 hours a day. I got lucky and I didn't lose my job. I know there's a lot of people that did that
I lost mine.
Really benefited from the stimulus package and all that. But like I was still working. My wife was still working, you know, so we still were able to pay all of our bills. So we just kind of both took our portions and got stuff that we were wanting or needing. So we paid off, we paid off credit cards and stuff like that, but I ended up building my computer and then so streaming has always been something that I've wanted to do or like give it a try. And so I hit the well, I hit the on button on my computer on May 17th, like after fully building it. I hit go live May 19th. I streamed a couple times throughout like the summer or whatever, just kind of giving it a test, you know. And then one of my buddies that was streaming as well, he's like, here, you know, we'll get you set up and that way you can actually go, and got me on the right path. And I asked him for help. It was that first step, like, hey, what do I need to do? You know, he's like, oh, here, you know, I'll show you the first step, and then you can kind of run with it from there. And I've been doing it for 6 months and enjoying every single day of it. Yeah. But without me starting to streaming, I would have met Bearded Boyd that my buddy Mr. Krabs is rated into. That Bearded Boyd ended up rating into me with streaming. That Flames was sitting in his chat, and that's how me and Flames met.
Yep.
Yeah, the biggest thing I've learned is like, honestly, like online communities, like a lot of people, you know, you see a lot of articles about like how toxic they are, or how everybody's just like mad, but man, there's so much like wholesome side to the internet.
God.
Yes, where you can just like find people that it's like
Dude, I
Man.
love Twitch. Twitch is fucking
Yeah.
awesome,
Oh,
dude.
huge.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
I love all the stuff that I do. Like all the platforms that I'm on, I've met nothing but good people on there. Like
Yeah.
wholesome, damn good people that are willing to help each other out. And yeah, I have a similar story with mine that Mark went to COVID, but you know, I lost my job and all that stuff, and I just fucking bought a truck, bought some other stuff, you know, lost my fucking job. I was working in the oil field, and then COVID hit. Like, well, we no longer need you. I was like, all right. Then I was kind of freaking out because I just, you know, bought all these things that need to be paid off, and then no fucking money. Well, luckily they, you know, then they started the unemployment. I got on that, and you know, I used the unemployment money for like 7 months to do my fucking content. So, you know, I didn't work for any of that stuff. I just put all my time into stream and YouTube. I didn't have the podcast at the time, but I was, you know, still working on getting it, and just other avenues that I was working on too at the time. And yeah, then I met Mark and all that stuff, and then, you know, got the name for the podcast and got him up on here, and you know, without COVID, none of this shit would have fucking happened, you know. So
Yeah.
Right.
apparently, you know, with me, COVID wasn't really hard. Just those couple, you know, 2 or 3 weeks, you know, just me kind of freaking out and trying to just, you know, getting everything worked out and get everything situated and all that stuff. And then once I got all that stuff done and, you know, kind of got the ball rolling again, it really wasn't, you know, a big issue for me. So, you know, honestly, when COVID happened, it was probably the best fucking time in my life.
Yeah. And you know, I feel the same way. Like there's a lot of people that, you know, I see talk about how much they struggled, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But, you know, it's the same thing as like try to make the best out of it.
Oh yeah.
Try to do whatever you can. And, you know, luckily we should be out of this situation soon. Hopefully,
Yeah.
even all these other countries that are way hard lockdown. But
Yeah, exactly.
you know, I'm glad to hear that it's like, as much as I hear people talk about how bad it was for them, there's plenty of people that really like were able to grow and like prosper, and like whether it be with
Honestly,
their mindset.
I think that, yeah, I totally agree with that.
Mhm.
I think COVID is probably the best thing that's happened to the world, or just because it got a lot of people off their ass.
Mhm.
It was like, all right, let's fucking get busy. Like, you know, I can't fucking sit here, because if I fucking don't, I'm not gonna fucking have anything. I'm not gonna have a home to live in and all that stuff. So it finally fucking actually woke their minds up, and it was like, all right, let's fucking get busy and get fucking this life started.
Right. And like I was saying, like dark times make you appreciate stuff, dude. Like I remember the first time I was able to go sit in a restaurant again, I was
Right.
like, oh my God, yes, this is what I've been missing. Like
Without a mask.
Right. You forget how, like, I don't know, those things that we're just so used to that we don't think
take
about
for
anymore.
granted.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, there's like so much that we were taking for granted.
Yeah.
So
You
how
know,
did
dude,
it?
Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead. Sorry, I was just gonna ask how it affected you, Tristan.
Me,
Oh.
I lost my job for a while, just because like I was still in restaurants at the time, and like all the restaurants shut down. I forget how long it was that we were actually like unable, and they had shut down everything. Because I mean, in Texas, like I said, it wasn't that long. It was still probably a few weeks or whatever. But I had a similar situation as you. I was able to, one, blew my mind. Would I never ever think that I'd be at 21 years old getting unemployment? But so that was crazy. But
Right.
out of that, and with the stimulus checks and stuff, I was able to get into PC gaming
Yeah.
and connect with a lot of more friends on there. I lived with my buddy Sergio at the time, and our other roommate had fled to his mom and dad's house. So we were
Mhm.
able to just like, you know, also get even closer during that time, because it's like, what else are we going to do
Yeah,
besides sit
exactly.
here and like talk to each other?
Yeah.
Fucking stare at each other.
Right. But yeah, I mean, definitely like it was enough like alone time to be able to just really like sit and think about kind of what I wanted to do to make me happy. And I really worked a lot on just like mindset, being able to keep that like positive mind, because I can't stress enough how much I feel like it helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I was the same way, you know, being at home and all that stuff really, really helped to work on me, the way, you know, because the one thing I'm really working on right now is just me dwelling on stuff and overthinking right now. That's put me down a very dark hole in the past, and through COVID, that really kind of showed me, because at the beginning, I did that. I kind of got depressed, and I had to pull myself out, and then, you know, I was seeking for help and all that stuff, and eventually found it. But yeah, COVID helped me a shitload with just my mental health, you know, and ultimately, you know, just building my brain up and all that stuff. Because I don't think if COVID would have happened, I'm sure I still would have been able to make the podcast happen, but I don't think it would have been at where it's at now.
Right.
Without me going through COVID and getting my mind right, and, you know, building my following up to be able to have the following that we have now, which is a total fucking blessing. I'm internally grateful for that, and ultimately meeting Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, Aaron, from like everything that I've, you know, kind of got from what you say, you know, like you mentioned earlier, we literally met yesterday, so
Yeah,
still getting to know each other. But I feel like I'm
awesome. Nari,
yeah,
love you.
dude, I love you too, bro. Hell yeah. But I feel like I'm the same way. In there's a lot of like different things that like motivate people. I'm very like motivated by my mistakes and like regrets and what I feel like I did wrong, and wanting to not make the same mistakes. But that's what the same thing with like dealing with like overthinking things and just like stressing about stuff that I can't change.
Yeah,
And it's hard.
It ultimately doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's hard to like realize that, and kind of, well, you can realize it, but it's another thing to like accept it and really just be like, I have to deal with that. Like I have to move on. Like, but yeah, overthinking and stuff, it's like, it's just who I am. It's like built into me, and it is what it is. I do the same thing and try to make the best out of that. And like I'm so driven by like not wanting to like fail in the same way. That's why it's like I try to learn from everything and be like, okay, I get it. I did something wrong. I messed up. What can I do to make sure I never make that mistake again?
What can you learn from that failure? And that's why I ultimately don't think failures exist, because the way I look at them, they're just teachers of how to not do that, or to look at that and do it in a better way, in a better sense of breaking it down.
Right.
Is just to learn from that mistake, and like, all right, I did XYZ, so I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and try A, B, and C out, and if those don't work, then I'll go back to, you know, XYZ, then I'll go back to fucking A, B, and just, you know, you do it until you find out what works, and then you get past it.
Right.
I'm honestly kind of, well, not necessarily like happy that COVID happened, but kind of happy that it did at the same time, because I mean, I know it affected a lot of people. It affected a lot of people very negatively, but it also got them pushing forward, hopefully, you know, so in a positive, in the right way, you know, to get up and change what they were doing. But it also, I mean, it led to a lot of people being able to do what they were wanting, or like if they were at a job that they absolutely hated, and then they lost their job, that they had to go find something else, and hopefully that they like where they're at now a lot more than where they were.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely, you know, I say happy because I have a fucking shitty ass vocabulary, but yeah, I know people that had their, you know, their business, just small mom and pop businesses, up for like 50 years. And then COVID hit, and they had to shut down everything. You know, they literally lost their fucking whole business that they built up for years, and that's their dream and their purpose that they're supposed to be doing. And then it ultimately got taken away from them just because of COVID and the regulations that the government put in and all that stuff. Just like with where you, I don't know if it hit y'all hard where you're at, P-Stroke in Cali, but I know in certain parts of Cali that it just devastated fucking people.
I know there was it was a pretty good lockdown there for a while. I know like the bigger cities were on like full lockdown. Like you can go drive through like San Francisco and not run into like hardly anybody.
Yeah.
There was just a couple of people like heading to and from like a couple of jobs, like a couple of people that didn't lose their jobs or something, you know. But a lot of it was people just were locked down in their house. They couldn't leave. They couldn't go to the store or anything. Like they were having to order. I don't know how it all worked. It's all just from second hand hearing or whatever. But like for us here, there wasn't. I mean, like all the restaurants closed down. It was that kind of sucked, you know. But it made it to where a lot, like for us, or at least me and the wife, having to cook at home more and eating a lot healthier, starting the diet and everything else like that, which was super, which was good for us at least. But there's still, I don't know, our government here is so whack and out of it. I don't agree with 90% of anything that happens here in California.
Yep.
That's why I'm hoping here in the next few months we're actually trying to get out to Texas.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people are coming. A lot of people are coming from California.
My biggest worry is that all of the people from like LA, San Francisco area that are all very left-wing blue are going to change a lot of, because I know there's still a lot of blue towns in Texas and stuff like that. I'm just hoping that they go to those sections and not try to change and make Texas how California is now.
I don't think it will.
Trust me, that's my fear.
Because
Texas bright is too much. I don't think Texas will let them. Yeah.
But I know for like us there's so much more just like available for us in Texas, you know, job wise and everything else like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love where I live and the city that I live in. I mean, it's a very, very diverse town. I mean, we have a college and so we have like that aspect of a bunch of mom and pop shops that have been up for several years, you know. So it's a very diverse town, and I love the area that I live in. It's gorgeous. We actually have like all 4 seasons, and so that makes it nice. But it's just government California ran wise. I gotta get out. I don't agree with any of it.
No, I don't either. It's becoming a democracy. Just, you know, they're telling you what you can and cannot do. And it's
there right. For a while they were trying to make it to where you had to have your mask on while you're eating, pull the mask down, take your bite, put it back up, chew your food, take your mask down, take your next bite. I'm like,
it's like, just don't even let people go in the restaurants.
Yeah.
Just tell them
there's still several restaurants that are closed because they either don't want to open or anything like that. I know there's at least for the county I'm in, there was a big petition of just trying to get our county open, you know, and I think it ended up going through, or enough people just like got tired of like, I'm not keeping my business closed anymore or something, you know. But as for me itself, it never, up until actually this month, COVID never really affected me until me being off since the first, with me testing positive for COVID, which my food tastes very bland. I can't smell my food. I had a slight cough.
Yeah.
Other than that, I feel great. You know, I still have all the same energy, you know, no aches, you know, but it's just being off work and at never having to claim unemployment or anything like that before. And I'm being at 26 years old, married, having to claim unemployment now. Luckily, I mean, I don't have any like dependents or anything other than my dog. My truck got paid off the month before, back in February. So I don't have to worry about a truck payment. It's just worried about my normal house was, thank you. 6 years. Got the pink slip in last night. It was
I'm looking
amazing
forward, because in December is when I get my truck paid off. So I'm just counting down the days.
yeah. It was definitely like, okay, I got 1 month to go, or I got 2 months to go. You know, like I can do this. We got this. But having the truck paid off, and just at that point, it's just the rent and just the normal utility bills.
Yeah,
that I kind of have to worry about. Other than that, like. So not getting paid. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I miss everybody at work. One of the guys that comes in, that's from my work, that comes in to chat. He's like, dude, how you been? You know, blah, blah, blah. We miss having you there. And I was like, well, I was hoping to go back last week, but now my work is wanting me to have 2 negative tests before I can go back. I'm like, and I just got my results last night at like midnight.
Yeah.
Of my first set of results. So now I have to wait. I have to go take another test and then wait another 4 days or 5 days until I get the results back. So I'm off for another week. I'm like, I'm literally off for the entire month of March. Like, I'm trying to come back to work. I want to be back to work. Like, don't get me wrong, I love sitting at home. It's relaxing. I think I've put in 200 hours on stream.
Yeah.
I mean, I just this morning finished a 24-hour stream.
Right.
That's why I'm a little like kind of quiet today compared to normal. I'm super tired.
Trust me, I had a hangover last fucking so I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, you were telling me about that one.
Last weekend I felt great. I was the talker of the podcast.
Yeah, I was feeling like shit.
It was nice. But yeah, up until this month, COVID really hasn't affected me or anything. My wife's still able to work from home. Her work's letting her work from home while she's on quarantine. So
yeah,
that's crazy how long you said you had to take off. Because for me, when I tested positive, it was in June last year. But it was hey, text them, hey, I tested positive for COVID. Take 7 days off, and came back. One, I never had like really any symptoms. I had like a slightly runny nose, but I have allergies, so I wouldn't have noticed unless because one of my buddies that we were hanging out with tested positive, so we went and got tested, and I thought it was going to be negative, but it was positive. And so they were like, all right, take 7 days off work. Came back on the 7th day, and they were like, you feel good? And I was like, yep. And they were like, all right, let's go. And that's it. I can't believe you had to get like 2 tests.
Yeah. I don't know. It's because I think their biggest thing that worried is because I still can't taste and smell, and that was since the 1st.
Yeah.
And so I don't. Which at this point, I find that my test that I got back last night was negative, but the fact that I have to have 2 negative tests, I'm like, and at that point, that's just my work protocol. I'm like, I just want to go back to work. I'm missing out on a shit ton of overtime because we just switched back over to 10s. I just got a pay raise. I'm like, come on, I'm trying to go back to work, back into making some money to where I can continue saving to eventually move to Texas.
Right.
And it's just a pain.
Yeah. Also, if you're, like you talked about wanting a place like similar to California, dude, consider Austin. I love this city, and that's where, most of the Californian people are going. But I'm like blown away because I'm from, Waco's still like a big city in Texas, but it's small compared to like Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, whatever. I'm absolutely blown away by like the stuff that you can do in the city. Like there's a big lake and like a river that kind of runs through Austin. And the first time we went like kayaking, like in the middle of downtown Austin, we're out on like a big river, like kayaking in like, relatively secluded like nature. And I'm like, what? I would expect it to just be concrete, as far as the eye can see. But no, and I love it. And granted, there are a lot of, I could go off on a tangent, but a lot of the because it's so like a California similar place, a lot of the like police issues and stuff like that. Granted, I work in like kind of similar line of law enforcement, and work like my job causes me to talk to a lot of law enforcement. Oh, I know, dude. You remember when I came into your stream and I saw it, I instantly subbed, and that was already like respect, like up here. And then when you just told me you were from California and you have that flag behind you, dude, it was like poof, respect way up. I can't believe it.
Yeah, my brother actually just got on with the local force.
Oh yeah,
and
bro.
So, and then my uncle was a sergeant of the local force here for several years.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, I'm even though I don't have a flag, I'm a big supporter of the military and police force and all that stuff. So, yeah. Plus, I've worked along with. I used to be a civilian contractor on Fort Hood, if you know what that is.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
So yeah, I worked a lot, like fucking holding hands, fucking working with fucking soldiers. So, I know all the aspect of, that life and everything. So,
right.
Huge fucking supporter.
Yes, going back to actually like the Twitch community and the flag and stuff like that. I'm surprised how many people I've had come into the chat and say, "Yo, love the flag," and then have followed or something like that. Like, or I've gained like, or not necessarily gained, but like gotten like support or something like that from like Twitch community people, and versus like I think I've had a handful of people like, "Oh, so you're a racist bigot, this and that, blah blah blah." I'm like, because I back the police, that makes me a racist bigot,
right?
Okay, yeah. Like how did you put that together? Because the media tells you that, like, exactly. You know nothing about me, zero about me.
For the majority of my YouTube videos, I had American flag in the background.
Yeah, I remember seeing those,
and I got so much shit for that. I mean, on some videos, more than half of the comments were nothing but hate comments.
God.
Yeah, it was plus it was that right at the time when all that flag burning and all that shit was going on. So yeah, I had to block a lot of fucking people, It got bad for a second. I was just like, holy shit, am I doing this? What am I doing with YouTube for?
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, you're not going to change my mind.
No.
You can call me whatever you want. As a streamer, you have to have thick skin. I was like, I really don't care about your opinion about me. If we might disagree, cool. Find something that we agree on. Let's talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
I never took the flag down. I kept it up. Just fucking.
Yeah. No. This flag's gonna. When I move to Texas, that flag's still gonna be behind me. Yeah. It's gonna be my draper behind me for every stream. I don't care.
And I eventually want to get a Texas flag and American flag back in the background. I just don't know where to put them yet.
you can come in here and hate me for the flag that's behind me. I was like, I lit it up just to point it out to you that much more. I literally like my first couple of streams, like it was just. I mean, I had it just because I had just a plain wall, and I was like, "Hey, I have this flag, and I do support it. Might as well throw it up, whatever. Right. If I get some flack, I don't care, whatever."
No.
And then I did get a couple of people like, "Oh, and that came in, were being super toxic about it." So I was like, "Yeah, it's Christmas time. We'll throw some lights around it too. Why not?" Threw lights into it, and I was like, "And these are still Christmas lights that are in it." And I'm like, "I'm not gonna take it down."
No,
right?
Lights it up.
No, it looks good.
Makes for a good backdrop, and you can like clearly see the blue line in it. I was like, so people always come in, it's like, it was that the blue line flag? I was like, yeah, it is. I'm like, oh, okay, I really like that. Or they throw toxicness at me. I'm like, you don't have to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like we can disagree on that, or you can be in here and be super chill, and we can find something. If you like Rocket League, we can talk about Rocket League. Let's go. Let's play some games. Learn about me. Don't hate me for something that I believe in or that I follow.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
See, what I think you don't get enough flack for, and you definitely should, is putting that mug so close to the edge of that table. It's like right there. I think it was like one of the first things I said is I was like, dude, how do you just leave that mug like halfway hanging off the table?
So actually,
he's been focused on that since the fucking podcast started. That's the one thing he's been fucking waiting to talk about. That's the one thing he's been dwelling on. Is like, God damn it, fucking fix that fucking mug.
So it's funny is from the angle, because that mug is actually on the edge. It's still like it's even with the edge. That's crazy. But because it's got the red from my mat. That's what you're seeing difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it definitely looks like it was just about to fall.
It's a fucking optical illusion.
Yeah.
I think that was probably like one of the first things I said in your chat was like,
yeah,
your mug's about to fall.
yeah, you said that, and I instantly had to turn around because actually all the mugs that I have are all from other streamers.
So, that's cool.
They're all buddies. I have like Ghost with a Q, Vixer09, Rec Niner, Mr. Krabs, Booster Stuff, and Joker. And there's still a handful. There's a lot more mugs that I want to get, and then eventually build a shelf above the flag and put them up there. That way they're not on the edge.
Yeah. Dude, I've been getting so many people asking about my merch and all that shit. I'm like, sorry guys,
we got an iFlames mug
the fucking the merch store is down now because I'm working on like an actual fucking like my domain fucking website.
Yeah.
So
I would have an iFlames mug, but I have not yet to get to see one before I can order one yet. So
and then I took everything off of fucking Streamlabs, and plus because they're fucking assholes and charge too much. But then I found another one, so I'm rebuilding it. It's gonna be a one-stop shop. It's gonna have my YouTube. It's gonna have everything that I've done for iFlames on it in one fucking location.
Yeah, so just little bits that I can help like support, with homies or friends that have shown me support that are also fellow streamers and stuff. It makes it nice because they've got like Mugs just made it easy. Actually, I got the idea from my friend Ghost with the Q. That was his mug was the first one I bought. So he had a shelf behind him that he had a couple mugs on. It was his, Rec Niners, and I think one more. I didn't know the other streamer. And it's like just to kind of show off their label a little bit. And I'm like, it's actually a really smart idea, and it helps still support them, and it shows them on stream that they've supported me, so I'm going to support them.
Right. Oh yeah, dude. No, you gotta help each other out.
I don't even have my own mug. I've got a hat and a sweatshirt of my own merch. I've got 2 other friends that have more merch than I do of my own.
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I have like 8 shirts, and that's all I fucking have. I have hoodies, I have hats, I have fucking mugs and all that shit. I don't have none of that. Yep. I do get my own fucking masks though, so I can't buy them right now, so no reason to shout my shit out.
One thing I was gonna say is, Mark, I was like really surprised when you said you've only been at it like 6 months or so since you started streaming. I was gonna ask Aaron, how long have you been doing it? You said Corona, right? Is when you started?
Yeah, so right in the beginning, so I don't remember exactly when I started. I have to go back on Twitch and look. But I think I started in April. The end of April is when I started. But that also, I've been streaming on YouTube way before that, but not like.
No, because you made the switch from YouTube to Twitch.
Yeah. Well, originally I started
November
on Twitch
or something like that.
Well, actually, this is the way it went. So when I started my YouTube back in 2015, 2016, so I started that, did that for like 3 years. Then I started streaming on there. It just every once in a while wasn't really a fucking big thing. I was doing more of my content, not streaming. Then I put off streaming for a little bit. Then I was like, well, then COVID started happening. I was like, well, I got onto Twitch. I was like, well, it wasn't really going nowhere. It was just kind of fucking dead because Twitch is hard to get noticed on there. So I was like, well, I have a following on YouTube already. So I went back to YouTube, stayed on there for a while, build my following up. Then I transferred back to Twitch. So probably close to a year now is what I've been doing.
Your stuff looks so good, dude.
Oh,
like I told you when I was watching your stream, I was like, dang, this is like professional level. Like this is like a high class. I get it. I'm a little Twitch baby, just started, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I slapped on an overlay and I'm like, dude, look at me. That's kind of how I am.
Yeah. I've put a lot of, thanks for that. I put a lot of time in. Well, I've done YouTube for 6 years now, so I had all the tools already at my disposal to do everything that I need to do at a very high quality level.
Right.
So, and plus I already knew how to do it because I already had the skills from YouTube to do everything. So I was like, why not fucking put all this effort into something that I enjoy, and I want me to enjoy looking at it, and I want my viewers to enjoy looking at it too.
Right.
And plus, I just love doing that shit. I love digital art. I love messing with all that stuff. I love messing with the computers. I love being my own director. Eventually, when I can hand this to someone off to someone else, I want to become a director of like Hollywood movies and all that stuff. That is like, besides a race car driver, that is my my.
We all want to go fast.
If I can get enough money to start my own race car team, then fuck the director thing. I'm gonna go fucking racing.
So we talking NASCAR or what?
Anything really, man. If I had to choose, it'd probably be trophy trucks, man. Hauling ass across the desert and fucking
Oh yeah, and those loop sections at 85 miles an hour. Yes, please.
Yeah. Trophy trucks or what are they called?
Stadium trucks.
No, they're not stadium trucks. So unlike trophy trucks, these trucks are built for like 4 different terrains. So they're built for like mud, they're built for rocking, they're built for fucking desert hauling ass and like essentially kind of ice and all that stuff.
Oh, the Ultra 4 cars.
Yeah, Ultra 4, yeah. Or I'd race in those too.
Yeah, I'd love to get into Ultra 4.
Yeah, those fucking trucks are sick. Yeah, I'm a gearhead, man. I've done all my repairs on my trucks and all that stuff. You know, if it takes some digging down into the fucking the engine, then it's like, maybe I'll fucking hand it to someone else. But if it's surface level, you know, all that stuff. I mean, I've redone pistons and all that stuff, but if it comes like the detailed shit, I'm gonna send it off to someone else. But the majority of the work that I've done on my vehicles has been me. So that's what I love, man. That's one of my biggest passions of all time is vehicles, cars, and all that stuff. Peace Truck knows it. I just love that shit into fucking the end of the world.
Yeah, I've currently got my my motor completely torn apart down to the bare blocks sitting in my garage.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I put my own gas in my car. No, I definitely have done some work on it when I used to have a truck, but I got sick of it. I'll be honest. I was like, man, there's always something that I need to do on this truck.
I love that shit, man. Fucking break down.
Yeah.
I encourage it. I'll fucking fix that shit.
God, no, don't.
He's having to pull over to the side of the road. He's like, yes.
Let's get into this
Don't
shit.
put that in the atmosphere. My truck's already leaking oil. Come on now.
Hey, my truck is in the shop right now. Again, it had to check engine line on. It was running rough. The fucking first cylinder was not firing, so I'm getting it repaired now. Also a tune-up on it too. So yeah, I'm driving my little Ranger right now.
Yeah, and I enjoy wrenching. I enjoy playing out in mud, rocks, and all that. But it's fun. It's definitely a challenge getting to know everything and how everything works together to make something move. You know, whether it be starting all the way down from the compression stroke all the way to the tires actually rotating forward or backward, you know, and knowing each individual piece that works together to make it move forward or backward is kind of, that's one thing. I've always been a tinkerer. Like I've always loved tearing things apart, putting it back together ever since I was a kid.
Same here.
Legos were my favorite thing, you know, or, you know, something like that. If I can tear it apart and put it back together the exact same, you know, no charge for spare parts, of course.
That screw doing there.
Where did this go?
But no, I think that's how it is with like anything. It feels really good to like learn a topic and like know it really well. And that's another thing that, you know, I did during COVID is like I built my own PC during it. And before then it was like I knew nothing about them. And then afterwards it's like, oh, it's really nice, you know. And granted, if you're looking to build your own PC, it's not that hard.
No.
It's pretty fun too. But
very easy. People make it complicated.
It's like you can look like a genius just by knowing like the simplest stuff. I'm like, I'm over here like, okay, green wire goes in the green hole.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. People are like, huh?
One of mine in Flames' friends, General Shea, popped in the other day and we were talking about because he's having computer issues and stuff like that. I know he was talking to you about it, Flames, as well.
Yeah, but he's on another level of genius.
He is a mastermind with computers,
dude. That's why he works at his computer place.
Yeah, and so he was talking about this. I don't remember the name of this CPU that he was wanting to get, but I literally the cooler on it would not fit in my case that I have. Like, it's
this
huge.
fucking cooler.
It's just a god computer, and he's running a dual PC setup and everything like that too. I'm like, fuck, I would love to have that. Like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't know where to start. I mean, I built my computer, and you know, I put the motherboard in and all that, but as far as like connecting them all together and everything, like which wire and everything, I'm like, I definitely had to have help when I put mine together. But
yeah,
I've always just been a console pleb.
Right.
Yeah.
Plug it in, hit start. Let's go. We're gaming, boys.
Yeah. When I built mine, before I built mine, I made sure I learned every fucking thing. Because before that, you know, I'd go in and, you know, just kind of watch YouTubers that deal with computers and like just maybe I'll just kind of learn something through fucking watching them. And I never fucking did. I'm like, the fuck y'all talking about hyper threading and 16 cores and you know just this and that. I'm like, this is fucking. It's like I'm backing out of this shit. Unsubscribe. So you know, then I really got back into because I really wanted to build a PC that was catered towards high quality video editing. You know, so. I eventually sat down. I was like, all right, man, you just have to fucking learn this. So I just sat down and just went nuts on it, man. I watched every single fucking video on about fucking PCs and how fucking different parts match up and what works with this and what is better and what's not, and how to wire up and what does what and how this works and how the CPUs work and GPUs and all RAM and all that stuff. And then when I was comfortable to build it, man, you know, I sat down and made up a list and what did I want and, you know, to cater towards to video editing. Cause at the time I was wanting to do 4K video editing. So I needed a multi-thread GPU that was, you know, fast enough that it can handle multiple tasks at once. And then, you know, when I had everything, you know, sit down, I didn't buy everything at once. I bought it out through months. And when I had everything all fucking lined out, I fucking built my shit. But then when people see my setup and they're like, the fuck is all of that? It's like, it's very fucking simple, actually. It's not what it's fucking, it's not complicated what you see.
That's
it's just
your setup. Hold on, which camera are you talking about here?
Yeah, for real.
It's really fucking simple if you just fucking break it down and all that stuff. It's like just, you know, just learning this shit. But yeah, man, I love it. I love the process of it. I want to build a small form factor PC so I can take with me if I'm out of town and all that stuff, and I can stream and have a microphone and all that stuff. And plus, eventually, I do want to get a dual setup for my streaming and all that stuff because you know this PC, you know, I'd spent $2,500 on the PC. It's not a cheap PC. It's pretty fast for what it is, but it's not the best. You know, Peace Joke has seen it on my streams. I've had my fucking shit go down, have the PC crash. Because that's just due to I'm just doing too much. I probably got too much on my fucking OBS with all the fucking cameras and all the overlays and all that stuff.
Honestly.
Yeah. You know, so eventually I do want to get a dual PC set up and all that stuff. But you know, just money and all that shit just hold you back right now and holding me back right now. But yeah, man, I love this whole process of it, man. You know, just like my mentor says, Bryant Chambers, we had him on the
first guest,
second, yeah. He's like, whatever you do, you got to love the process of it. You know, just like what y'all's work and all that stuff. If you don't love the process of the working and the steps you got to go through to get to the end goal, then you're not gonna like it. Just with all my YouTube and all the streaming and just everything that I do for, you know, ultimately what I've started is a business because, you know, it's ran like a business. It operates like a business. Just the whole process of it. I fucking love it. And, you know, I would fucking die for it, you know.
What kind of camera do you have? Your main one?
I have the Sony A6000. Yes.
I'm suddenly just over analyzing my camera. I probably never looked at it this big. Is mine blurry to you?
It's a little bit hazy.
It was pretty clear for, I don't know if it just needs to like autofocus.
Like put your hand up
I don't
and see
know
if
what it is. I've got the same one that Bernie does because he had his whole like stream listed, and I just you know, I said, oh, that's a nice stream setup.
Yeah.
Let me buy all that. Except I looked up his microphone and it's like a high-end like microphone for like musicians. And I'm like, huh? What are you doing with this thing? Yeah.
Well, like not to brag or anything, but the camera itself is a mirrorless camera for like taking high quality pictures. It's a $600 or $700 camera.
You make me sick. No, it looks really good.
Like I said, you don't need all this shit, man. You really don't. What you have is fucking perfect. They can see you. They can see you clearly. They can fucking hear you. That's all you need.
Right.
What kind of camera did you say you had?
Me?
No, Tristan.
It's like the Logitech. It's like a bunch of random numbers. It's like something pro. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like one of these.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's a little different, but yeah, you know the thing. Yeah, the C90S Pro.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't even. I don't even know. This is one I just got from my mom. She gave me some shit away, so I was like, oh, another camera.
Right. Another angle. Let's get it.
Yeah, and that one's a Logitech, and this one's a Logitech.
Yeah, mine's a Razer Keo. And it's got the ring light, like the built-in ring light on it, and so I didn't have to have like a separate light and all that.
Yeah.
I
just bought some like little like ring lights that go on each side, just clip on my desk and stuff. And I mean, I think it does the job, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I got these 2 studio lights up here. I got one way the fuck up there, and I got.
We already know you're doing the most, brother.
I'm not trying to outdo anyone. It's just what I like, man. I like fucking with this shit. So I enjoy the setup and all that stuff, and messing with just video cameras and just just like movie shit, man. Directing and all that stuff. I fucking love it. I love all that stuff. Fuck, if I had the money, I'd probably put a fucking $100,000 camera right there. I'd fucking just get a red weapon right there and put it right there. Be a waste of camera. I wouldn't do that. That would hurt my soul. I go stick the fucking red weapon on a fucking trophy truck and haul ass fucking 100 miles across the desert.
Directing the whole thing.
Right? Oh, God, that'd be so fucking awesome, man.
And so I see like your LEDs in the back like flashing red and turn on like flashing red and stuff. Tristan, do you just have like the normal lights, or
it goes part with the UFOs?
Yeah, I've got some like budget strip lights that just go across the like ceiling. I've got them like under. I've got one of these. Whenever I like moved, I've got to fix this now. It's driving me crazy.
Since well, wait, I'll wait till we. Dude, I like your fucking chair, dude.
Dude, same.
Holy shit! You want to trade?
Thank you.
I'll trade you chairs.
Bro, this is like not even a fancy chair either.
This is one ain't it, but fuck, I like that one.
Oh, dude, that one looks nice and wide.
Come on, man. Office Depot, bro.
That was good too.
It's it wasn't bad when I first got it, but the seating area, like the cushion is definitely worn down. So made yesterday a little rough. I wish I would have had a different the chair I was wanting especially for yesterday's stream.
Exactly.
But
I like it because it's cloth. Mine's leather. My back sweats like a motherfucker when I'm fucking sitting for a long time. And then it starts itching and all that shit. I'm like, man, fuck this chair.
Yeah.
I hate gaming chairs because of this chair.
Right.
Oh man, you gotta get this in your setup, man. Hey Google, turn all lights red. You gotta get that, man.
Alexa, set an alarm for 8 a.m. That's what I can do with mine.
I'm gonna make sure my lights are connected to my phone. They are not. Maybe.
He's just redoing his whole shit right now.
Hey, peace stroke, make lights red. That's what I got.
That was good shit.
I just had to turn the blinking off, driving me crazy now.
That's hilarious.
But no, I definitely want to get my stuff upgraded. Yeah, I was saying I've got like long story. Whenever I built my PC, probably altogether with the monitor, probably 2,500, but bought a fancy motherboard with LEDs in it. The Aurorus Ultra. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But of course it's like broken. All the software is terrible. Oh, shit. So I can only put the LEDs on blue. And
oh no.
So it's just blue and red themed. And so I just like built my room. I've got a tall like bed frame where I can like store stuff underneath it. Mm-hmm. Then I put LEDs on the bottom of that and then LEDs on the ceiling. So I'll just set like one to blue and one to red. And it's just like everything is themed off of my PC color because I can't change it to anything else.
What brand you say it was?
The motherboard?
Yeah.
It's an Aurorus Ultra. It's a
It's from Gigabyte?
Yeah, it's Gigabit.
I I have a gigabit too, and it's Aurorus, but I don't remember what model it is. It's one of the Intel ones. I can't remember off the top of my head.
My graphics card is a gigabit 2070.
Yeah, but I can change all my LEDs on that stuff. I got it rainbow right now. My whole setup is rainbow right now.
Yeah, it's supposed to like sync up, but I've like looked into it, and it's a pretty like common thing. The only thing I could get it fixed, I'd have to like literally send a message to Gigabyte or Gigabit, whatever it is, and ask them to like send me some, I don't know, some fancy stuff. I'm just like, I'll just take it blue and red. It'll be fine.
Mine doesn't have hardly any RGB in it. I've got like one strip in it, and then I've got the Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB RAM that adds a little bit of color. Other than that, I've got a little strip that runs across the top, and then the two front fans that the RGB.
I'll send a
plane in.
I'll just send a picture of mine in your Discord. The one thing I do like about mine is my roommate bought me a metal scale replica of a like an AR-15. Okay. And I've got it like inside of my PC, just like leaning up against the wall.
Yeah, I went RGB crazy on mine. Literally every single component in my PC has RGB on it.
Yeah, you're not a gamer if you don't have RGBs.
Right.
And then my TVs have fucking RGB on it, and my whole fucking room has fucking RGB on it. It's all fucking voice command.
Right, dude. I'm jealous of the voice command.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, when I so it's funny how I got to this setup, right? I was sitting at my fucking computer one day. I can't remember if I was drinking a beer or something, but it spilled, and it was in a big ass fucking cup too, and it spilled all over my fucking desk. So I had to literally take everything off my fucking desk, and I was fucking furious when it fucking happened. I had to take everything off my fucking desk. I had to take all the monitors, my mixer, my fucking whole mouse pad, and all that shit. And I was like, fuck it, I'm redoing everything. So I took everything off the fucking walls, took all my shelves down, took my fucking PC down, took all that fucking apart, and I ripped my fucking whole room out and fucking took it out into the living room. It's like, I'm redoing this whole fucking thing. That's when I got the speakers and all that stuff, put the voice fucking command or the Google Home in there and all that stuff. And yeah, without me spilling that fucking drink, I want to get this. Without me getting mad.
Right. See, luckily I just move pretty often, so I have the chance to just be like, all right, let's start fresh. Let's do it. Right. That's what I'm doing when I'm moving out of here. I'm like, all right, I'm getting way better LEDs. I'm getting this shit. I need to get some speakers too. You got those big old boys.
They're not too big. They're the I can't remember the fucking name of them. You can never remember anything in the fucking shit that you need to fucking remember on the spot, right? Yeah, but they're tiny speakers, but they're studio quality speakers, and dude, they sound fucking awesome, man. And they're only $100.
Okay.
They sound like fucking
$20 from Best Buy.
Yeah.
I just got tired of wearing a headset, or like when I'm sitting here like just wanting to watch somebody on Twitch or watch like a YouTube video or something. I'm like, I just don't want to have my headset on. So I ended up getting some cheap speakers, and I've got two headsets sitting next to me that are equal of like $400, and I've got some headphones that came with my Samsung phone that I'm using instead.
I use these, and I use these when I'm off stream because they're wireless, the Corsairs. And these are the PYER Dynamic DT770 Pros. They're like fucking high quality fucking.
Yeah, they look crazy. They look like what you'd wear like at a gun range. Like earmuffs.
Yeah, you literally have to have the actual fucking, because the mixer that I have has a preamp in it, and these are like 80 ohms. If you know headphones, if you're an audiophile head like I am, they're high quality resistance, so you have to have a powerful fucking preamp to push the fucking sound through them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they metal through these fucking things. Oh my god, it'll knock your dick off. They sound awesome.
And I just finally got these to start working again. These are the Razer Kyra Pro.
I heard a lot of good things about those.
I will never buy these again.
Yeah, I'll never buy any Razer product again.
Oh, really?
I love Razer product. My keyboard's Razer, mic's Razer, camera's Razer, mouse is Razer. Headsets now Razer, but trying to get that headset to work, I had to get an extra like connector that goes like into the USB that connects it because it wouldn't just connect via Bluetooth on my computer itself.
This is all you need right here for these. You plug it in, plug and play, and you're done.
Yeah, see, that's how, because I've got the Plantronic Rig 800, so they're the wireless ones. They're supposed to be like the better Plantronics. That came with the connector and stuff like that. But these ones, like, you're supposed to just be able to connect to your Xbox and then be able to go. And even on, there's just the quality, like sound for what I paid for those headphones just is not there.
Yeah.
And then trying to go through Razer for like warranty or trying to refund it out to where I can get a different Razer headset. I went round and round with Razer for 6 months. I bought I bought that headset back in November, and I finally just started using them because I just got tired of fighting with Razer trying to get them to swap out. I'm like, I'm done. I'll never get my money out of them. I'm like,
that sucks. Damn.
So
yeah, that's what I had a set of like Razer Man of Wars, whatever like special edition they made. But this was years ago, but they were like $300 at the time.
yeah.
And they just broke. They actually broke like right here because it was such a like a thin connection.
Yeah.
But I'm Logitech all the way.
Yeah. I'm Corsair, man, with headphones. These have been fucking awesome. I've taken them multiple places. You know, I'll throw them in my backpack when I fucking, you know, when I'm out of town or something and I want something for gaming and all that stuff.
Right.
I mean, they're middle construction and they're wireless. They last for like 3 or 4 days on a single battery, and they're fucking RGB, you know, because of gamers.
Yeah, these are the Razer ones are RGB too. And what's funny is like I ordered these because they're, you can see the difference. Like, these are like actual like gaming ones, got the mic on it and everything.
Yeah.
But I was like, for doing the podcast, I didn't want the mic on there, you know, just be a little bit more professional with it. Right. So I got these, and they're a little bit sleeker, a little thinner, and stuff like that. And then I can turn the RGB off on them and stuff. But I'm like, just a little bit more professional looking for the podcast wise.
Yeah.
And then they didn't work. I'm like, and then I finally got them to work, and the sound quality just garbage. I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah.
See, that's what I want to get, a pair where you can like actually turn up like game volume and stuff, especially because I play like shooters like Valorant or Tarkov way more, where it's like footsteps are like so important.
Oh,
I just found out last night how important footsteps are in Valorant.
Yes.
These studio fucking headphones, or and Valorant are fucking hella fucking awesome.
If I ever feel like selling my leg, I'll cop a pair of those. Don't worry.
They actually weren't too bad. Right now, you can find these about 150. When they were brand new, when I got them, they were about 230.
You're about to make me act up.
Yeah, dude. I don't. People all see this and stuff, and they're like, "How much you spend on that?" It's like, well, you know, over the time and all that stuff, and all that stuff that I have bought and then changed. It's like realistically, probably like $10,000. But you know, through the small time, it was, you know, I've shopped for prices, man. You know, like my studio lights, they're like $20, and I got fucking 2 of them, and it came with all the stands and everything. Studio fucking monitors were like $100. 2 most expensive things are my PC and my camera. You know,
right.
Even the gaming monitor I had was like $100 and something bucks, and then this TV that I use is a 40-inch was like $300. So
you're playing on 2K at least, right?
They're both 1080p. I did have a 4K TV, but it was a 43-inch, and it's just like haboosh, and then it was like, because they're more pickles in there, so they're fucking brighter, and I was just like,
did you say pickles? More pickles in this monitor.
Pickle
Rick. Love me some pickles.
I'm Pickle Rick.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I haven't really spent all that fucking much on this fucking thing. So, yeah, but I'm happy with it. You know, it's still by far not what I want, but I'm content with it right now. It is going to change a lot when I eventually get my own place, my own actual dedicated studio room. It's going to be. I'm going to build it to how I fucking want. Like my ultimate studio room is what that's going to be.
I'm pretty happy with the setup that I have now. I need to learn wire management bad.
Yeah.
like I mean, it's all bundled together. I mean, it looks okay, but it could definitely look 1,000 times better if I got someone that actually knew how to do like proper wire
I had
management
all
and
mine hide away, but just over the time, you know, if like took out this cord and put that in there, and it's I can see him right now. It's just a fucking
I've moved my desk around, or I've moved
not pretty
into a different room so many different times.
yeah.
I've been in the same house for several years now. That's why I'd moved so much growing up as a kid. Just with both my parents being separated, and then both of them moving all the time. I was constantly moving as a kid. So I'm in a house, and I've been here for like 7 years now. It's like, I don't have to move. Like, this is nice. And so my wife's like, oh, I've been in the same town my whole life. I want to move. I want to do this. I want to do that. I'm like, I am perfectly content right where I'm at in this house. I don't want to move. I'm tired of moving. I don't want to have to do it.
Exactly.
Which, don't get me wrong, I'm super excited to move to Texas. But I told her, I was like, I want to move to a house and be in that house. Unless we move into a house that we are going to be owning, I don't want to move again for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate moving.
Exactly.
And so, but I've moved my desk around so many different times. I'm like, there's no point in trying to continue on with the wire management or anything like that.
Yeah, that's why I haven't fucked with it either, because like I'm going to eventually change this shit, because I want to get rid of the TV that I have here and get 2 more of these gaming monitors and put here. So I was like, when I do that, then I'll redo the whole fucking wiring system.
Yeah.
I just have a bunch of those like the little like sleeves that like bundle around all the wires. I got them like all white and everything, so they match the PC.
He's more professional than us.
Yeah, I mean, well, I imagine you have an ungodly amount of wires.
Yeah,
like everything you have, I can't imagine. But yeah, I mean, I've at least got like my desk has like, it's an L-shaped desk. But it has like bars underneath it and stuff, like support bars, and I've got 2 like surge protectors like wired onto the bars, so they're at least not on the ground and everything. And then but yeah, so it just like, you don't have to like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look amazing, but it's not like driving me insane.
Right. Yeah, I came with that because I wanted my camera right here where it is now, but the way I was doing it, I had a mic boom, you know, just like these.
Yeah.
And it wasn't giving me the right angle. So I was like, well, what the fuck how am I going to get this where I want the right angle? Plus, I wanted it off the desk. So if I hit the desk like I am now, it doesn't move.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, I have the shelf above everything.
Talk about
that
mine's mounted on top of my monitor.
Yeah, of course.
I used to have it on there, and I used to have fucking a shock mount on my thing. But you can probably hear everything that I'm doing on my desk right now, which I probably need to put that on. But it's like that big, and I'm just like, can y'all see me? But I was like, how do I get my camera where I want it to be, you know? And then me being a tinkerer, I was like, well, maybe I can get a pole that's coming off my shelf that have where my studio monitors are sitting or actually hanging from. So I bought only way I can really think of it is it's a flagpole, but you can like screw it up into something and it extends. And then I bought they're called magic arms, but they're for like cameras and stuff. They're through tension. You tension them down and they stay floating in the air. So I bought that, clamped that on there. Then I put the fucking camera up on there, and it's been there ever since. And it's fucking awesome. And I can raise it and lower it and all that stuff. I was like, I need to get more of these, put in some fucking other places.
I need to get 3 more of these.
Yeah. I was like, I need to fucking patent these motherfuckers or something.
Yeah, mine's just a pretty basics. I've got 2 different desks that I've got my PC on one, and then a desk mat, and like all my controllers and stuff sit on one, and then I've got 3 monitors that I want to change eventually. I want to get all the 3 same, that way I can get like the single pole mount that mounts in the center that has all 3 of them up off the desk.
Same here.
That way I can have this whole desk area for like the mat and stuff like that, my keyboard, and I don't have to have everything on the desk itself. That way I don't have that issue.
Yeah.
But or eventually get a nicer camera. But you know, for now, I like what I have, and it works. And
yeah, no, it looks good.
Same here, man. Same here. Yeah, I got my
as long as I keep the
TV.
Backdrop behind me good and clean and all that. Mm-hmm. They ain't gonna see the wire. Nobody sees wires, you know, unless they come here. I put a picture up, which I'm not much of a photo taker.
Yeah, if I don't take a picture of this, I'm gonna edit where you can't see the wires. Yeah, man. Yeah, I do want to. I love the way this look, but it's gonna change eventually. It's just gonna be more stuff up there, and then more stuff on the wall and all that stuff. But as you can tell,
I like Tristan. I like your backdrop with the big canvas and.
Oh,
yes.
thank you, bro. Yeah, I've got like a ridiculous amount of tapestries, honestly.
Yeah.
I've got like 2 big ones on my wall, like in front of me here. But yeah, a big one right here of like an astronaut and stuff. But yeah, the only thing I hate is just being able to see the door. I'm like, it just looks so like plain and like white back here.
Yeah.
But I'll have to play with it and like mess around with it because I just have 2 monitors, but they're like angled, like a V like towards me, so it's like pointing the camera that way.
You can fix it with lighting.
What do you mean?
Either color lighting or just studio monitors and all that stuff.
Explain.
And also you can pretty sure you can do with the camera you have is just changing the kind of the colors and the depth and all that stuff to kind of get a more of a warm feeling in the camera and all that stuff.
Okay.
But that's kind of what, because I got a lens on mine, then I kind of go in and re-enhance it and all that stuff. That's kind of why it's a little bit. If I would take all the filters that I have on my camera, it'd be a lot lighter, and you'd probably be able to see all the details and all that stuff. But I kind of like the darkness atmosphere of it, and kind of gives it a little bit of more depth color into it and all that stuff.
Right.
Kind of one of the things I learned through doing YouTube is kind of having that color grading. It helps a lot, and like, people don't really realize it, but then they look at it and they're like, "Damn, that looks good."
Yeah,
that's kind of why.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I have all the overlays and all that stuff. That's the reason I put so much work and all that stuff. Because, if I'm not that fucking entertaining, at least my fucking shit looks good.
Right. Somebody's gonna sit there baked out of their mind going,
right?
I like the colors.
Yeah. And I just redid my own fucking overlay, so y'all get to see that when we're down here. I'll be streaming.
I know you were talking about overlays. I wanted to make a comment like, which overlay are you on now? Because
yeah,
with how much you change overlays.
Dude, I get so burnt down the same overlays. I'm just like,
we were talking about it yesterday.
Overlay.
I was like, oh, are you going live? He was like, yeah, eventually I'm messing with my overlays. I was like, did you just change those out like 3 or 4 days ago? He's like, yeah, something like that. I'm like, he's like, I got bored with them. I'm like,
yeah,
I hate changing. I've changed overlays twice now, and I was like, I hate it. I don't want to do it again. So I ended up finding one that I really like, and I'm like, I don't want to mess with it.
Right. Well, I know how to do it so easier now.
Like,
yeah,
like I don't want to mess with it.
Well, boys, I hate to be the first one to do it, but it's bathroom break time.
Oh, you're all good, man. You're all good. All good, brother. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm just waiting for when we get that first take a shit on the podcast.
Right.
We'll probably wrap it up pretty soon, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fuck. I think we've been at it for like 4 hours.
Yeah, right.
This is our longest podcast we've done.
Hell yeah, it's been fun, dude.
That's been a fucking great one, though.
Yeah, I think the great ones are just the people that we don't know shit about and get them up on here.
Oh yeah.
Not to like put discourage or like to shame the other podcasts which are fucking great. I love every single one of them, but it's just something about not knowing the
or like I just met Crispy I think last night too, or the night before or something like that. It's great that he was wanting to come on and everything and tell his side.
Yeah, we were talking. We were getting pretty into depth of stuff when we were streaming last night and all that stuff, and I was like, dude, you should be on the fucking podcast. This is the people we're looking for. And he's like, yeah, I would love to be. And then now we have his sexy ass up on here.
Yeah.
I would have your babies.
He's like, what?
All right.
Welcome back.
This is the post show, I guess, huh?
Yeah, this is the post show right here. You should have never left.
Right. I'm gonna have to watch the whole interview on
we talked about your ass the whole time.
Oh, true.
We're talking about how just like how we like just met you guys, like just met you, and I think I've met you last week or something like that. I didn't even know. I mean, I'm so bad at like trying to like ask people about like their story or anything like that to ask them if they want to be on here. Not much of a prior unless someone like kind of opens to me first, and But I know a Flame series like, oh yeah, so first words out of mouth, what's your backstory? Let's hear.
Yeah.
And it makes it easy. Versus me is like, oh, I get to know somebody a little bit first, and then I'm like, okay, you got a hell of a story. We'd love to have you on or something, But no, we were talking about how I think this is like one of our longest podcasts that we've had so far, and it's just been super chill and fun.
Yeah, that and like some of the people, because I didn't know a fucking thing about you until a little bit last night. And I still don't know. We still got a long journey ahead of us to get to know each other. But yeah, man, just what little bit we talked about, last night, and I was like, fucking this dude should be on the fucking podcast. Just what he's talking about, and the stories that he's telling me, or just they fit in perfect for what we tell on the podcast. And plus, ultimately, not to discourage any of the other episodes. Why can I not? I've been talking too long. These are some of my favorite. Is just not knowing a fuck about the person and get them on the podcast and learn about them, and then if their story ends up being fucking some of my favorites is awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
There's something that we can pull for like our own lives, or or it's amazing.
Yeah, and like I said, I've learned a lot about, and I love all of the podcast episodes we've done on the podcast. But just like everything, we're all human. We have our favorites and all that stuff, and this is one of my favorites.
I was like, one thing I really like about like this podcast versus, because I've always listened to podcasts, and they've always had like one thing that they have, like they want to stick to, and they don't go off track on it at all or anything like that. It gets kind of boring after a while, like this, like like talk about your story and then talk about like snippets and the different things like off of the story, and like kind of go off on like a little pass and then come back, right. And then like just now we were just talking about our setups,
right?
Yeah. I can just chilling and just talking and just vibing with each other and just having fun, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a big feedback that we've been getting from the audience that watch it, and they're like, we love when y'all just sit and talk. It's like we absolutely love when y'all doing the stories. Like their favorite part is just like us just talking and just bullshitting and just
just talking about anything stuff. And everything.
Yeah. Right. And no, I relate to that because like working like security all night at like a property, I'm walking around, like it's pretty, I like it because there's like, for the most of the time it'll be like peaceful and like relaxing, and you're just like walking around. Like I have like a Bluetooth earbud in, like I'll listen to people like Moist Critical's podcast, where literally they like, it's kind of similar to this, where they're like, hey, let's sit down, like what's going on, like let's just talk about literally anything. And I definitely listen to some like more like informational podcasts too, but I just like sometimes it's just relaxing to sit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just listen to dudes talk about whatever's on their mind at the moment.
And plus it helps the guests too, it helps them get whatever they want to get out, whether it deals with the situation they're in or has nothing to do with it. It's just helps them to just get anything and everything out, or just to fucking talk to someone. It's a big helper.
Right.
Even if we can't relate to it, if they just just talking and bullshit with us, it helps a lot.
Yeah, just knowing people are listening.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, it's been a kick-ass one. I appreciate you being on here, brother. You're a fucking warrior. You're part of the family.
Dude, thanks so much for having me. Honestly, I've had a blast.
We have a mantra on this since you're on the podcast, you're part of the family now, dude. You're not going anywhere. You're fucking stuck with us.
I'm allowed to quit.
Yep, not allowed to quit, man. That's
Dude,
the thing we go by. That's our mantra. You're not allowed to quit. We're not gonna let you fucking fall. You're fucking, like I said, you're actually stuck with us. You're part of the fucking family. We consider you a fucking brother and a warrior. So if you ever need anything, man, you got my number.
Yes, sir.
We follow each other on different stuff. So reach out, man. Reach out to both of us if you need anything, man. Just someone to talk to, a shoulder to cry on. I know we both live in the state of Texas.
And knowing that you're in Texas too, we will definitely be talking about that.
Right. No, that's awesome.
In the near future as well, because I need to get the fuck out of here.
I can't wait till that moment comes, because we'll be in the same fucking area. We can fucking actually stream together in the same room and all that stuff.
Get awesome. The gang together.
Hell yeah.
That'd be hype. That'd be hype.
Yeah, well, and then I've got a couple other friends that are on Twitch as well that are all from Texas as well, and they're like, "Oh yeah, can't wait till you get down here." I was like, "Yeah, you guys." I was like, because being from California, I was like, "Oh yeah, y'all are gonna have to show me the ropes." She's like, "Oh, you said you're already part of it." I'm like, "Hold on, let me." This is the part of California I am from.
Yeah.
I've got
He's already a
my
Texan.
family's got horses. We've got property. Like,
Yeah.
I was like,
You're just a Texan in a different part of fucking the world.
yeah,
So.
I'm in Northern California, boy. I'm
Yeah.
born and raised up here, and up mountain boy, and fishing, hunting, and all that. So
Yeah. Well, P-Stroke, you ever get down here, and I'll show you one beautiful thing you don't have in California, and that's called high capacity magazines.
Yes, sir.
We've got a small
sir.
arsenal, so we could definitely go out and have some fun. Dude.
yeah, in California, I'm definitely not allowed to have any of those.
Yep. I see what you're saying now.
No, they every single one of them has blocks. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave it at that before I get in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. We'll show you the ropes, man. We'll have some good times down here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to not having the drop list that California has.
Yeah.
The toys down there are amazing.
Plus, you don't go worry about COVID or nothing over here either. So it's the land of the free, brother.
I've already got my beard coming back because when we move out there, I don't have to wear a mask. So let's go.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm still my job right now. I'm in a room, or I'm in a like 20-foot by 20-foot section by myself at work. I don't have to wear a mask out on the shop floor. I walk into the break room where everybody else is at. We have to keep a 6-foot distance, but I can take my mask off. I'm like, what kind of back ass resist is this?
Right.
Like, come on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Tired of wearing a mask.
Yep.
Tired of getting bitched after going to the store and not having a mask on.
Yeah. I don't even wear a mask anymore. Like pretty much life has gone back to normal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do any of the thing that they even if they enforce it, I'm just like, fuck you. Like it's funny actually. Me and a coworker, we were out of town, right? And we both went to Walmart, and we split up and went our own ways. And it so happened to be when I went to the same register, he was there too, checking out. I didn't have a mask on, and he turned to me and he goes, "Sir, you're not practicing social distance." And we didn't say a word to each other yet, so no one knows that we know each other. I'm just like. And the
Cashier's over there like,
yeah, and the cash register dude's like,
to go down.
This is awkward.
Right.
He's like, please tell me you know each other. I didn't say shit. And he answered, he's like, yeah. I was like, I wouldn't have said nothing.
I love messing with people. So we, a buddy of mine back in high school, so we both used to have beater trucks. And I've got a big old front push bumper on mine. And so we used to like bump each other. Like I've got the whole bed of my truck is all metal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to be at a stoplight. We'd see each other. We'd bump each other or whatever, you know. Oh, dude, the looks that we would get from people. But he had a Ford Ranger and had a pretty good stout bumper, and it just so happened to match perfect with mine. And so I pulled up behind him and I bumped into him. The lady started like freaking out, and I started just pushing him out towards like the crosswalk. And she starts freaking out, yelling and everything. The light turns green. We both take off. I'm like, fuck, I wish I would have had a camera for that.
Right. Right.
Oh, it was great.
The moments that you do, and you're like, man, I wish I would have captured that some way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just the looks from people that we would get just bumping around into each other, like in town, or both tires stuck out. So we'd be like sitting next to each other and we'd just bump each other. And people start losing their shit. Yep. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his mom worked for the local police department as dispatch, so she'd get a call. Oh yeah, these two trucks hit each other. She's like, "Yep, one of those is my boy." Sorry.
Hell yeah.
But
yeah, guys, thanks again.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I've had a blast. I'm really looking forward to playing some more games with you. I think I'm going to be highly addicted to Valorant for a hot minute.
It
so
sounds like you are.
I'll probably be grinding that.
Teach me your ways, senpai.
It's fun,
dude. I would love to get you and Bernie and anybody else who's down, because like Valorant and CSGO are so much different than any other like shooter.
Yeah, they are.
Like the way you have to play, and I can teach you some like small stuff, you know, that'll like make you go from like here to like here really fast.
I just gotta
But
get
yeah.
this little keyboard mouse thing. I've been a console controller junkie my entire life.
Oh yeah, I just thrive on the mouse and keyboard. I just
Yeah, I love
feel
it
so
too.
much better on it. But
I saw last night.
thanks, man. See, now people are gonna come to my stream expecting to see like some actual cracked moments, and I'm just gonna be ass. But you know what it is.
Yeah, now you're gonna get a bunch of fucking just comments and like, hey, teach me ways. What can I do? What can I do? And, you know.
Yeah, guys. Can I? You mind if I shout myself out?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
no,
about to
that-
say,
yeah.
man. Yeah, the camera's
Yeah,
yours,
well,
man. Plug anything you
At
want
the
to.
end,
Okay,
it's
cool.
always your time
Yeah,
to
boys.
shout out all your plugs.
Yeah, twitch.tv/crispy T with 2 underscores in between it. I know it's a cringe name, but 2 gang.
That's
But
okay.
yeah, I'll
You don't got
catch you
anything else
boys
you
on
want to
the.
shout out?
Any
That's it,
Instagram,
honestly.
Twitter, nothing.
No, I don't have the whole setup going, but
Okay.
one thing at a time, boys. Baby steps. We'll get
Yes,
there.
sir.
Oh yeah,
I'll put your
sir.
link down in the description of this.
yeah.
of
We'll
the-
have your
YouTube.
Twitch down
Yeah.
underneath for sure.
Definitely appreciate it, guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
y'all have a
Thanks
good
for
one.
coming on. You too.
You too,
Yes,
brother.
sir. See you, bro.
Yep, have a
Yeah,
good
bro.
day.
Dude.
Oh, dude, that was a fucking blast.
Yeah. They just get better and better and better and better and better.
I think it's us getting more and more used to it too.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what exactly.
And just
it
trying to
is.
keep everything flowing, and
Yep.
I hope that
Getting
since
more
we are-
essentially getting more professional and more used to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I hope that our viewers that are still here listening and watching are enjoying it as well as much as we are. You know, I'm still vibing and loving every single minute of it.
Dude.
I mean, I was tired as hell starting off at the beginning here, and I'm
Yep.
sure they could see it in my face. But I mean, as the time went on, I got more and more energy back into it. You know, and I apologize for being kind of quiet at the beginning.
You're all good, dude. Hey, like I said, last fucking episode, I had a hangover, so you were the talker that day.
Yeah. Well, last night kind of killed me a little bit.
Yeah, we can understand, dude. We can understand. Hey, we're still here, man. So
Yeah,
that's
still
gotta say
here,
something.
still getting people on it and listen to amazing people's stories.
Well, it's
amazing
weird now, man. It's I'll say this a little bit. We can get off. I don't know. You're probably tired and all shit, but
I'm good.
it's weird, man. It feels like now that we've got started, that the universe is just giving us guests.
Oh,
of
yeah.
us going looking for them. You know, just like the past 2 guests we've gotten on here. I didn't know
Just
them
kinda out of
before the
wind,
day. Yeah, just like boom, here's this guest. It's like, well, fuck. The way that they're talking and the way that they're describing all this stuff is exactly what we're looking for the podcast.
Well, I mean, even just last night, you're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
do we have a guest for tomorrow?" I was like, "I can try to find one
Yeah,
in the morning when I end stream or something like that."
yeah.
And
that
then
was the same
I got
thing. I
a
was like, I
message
didn't
from
know
you
who to
this
get on.
morning, like, "Hey, we're meeting up on Discord at this time." Perfect.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, fucking met Crispy, and I was like, "Hey, dude, we got a podcast." And he's like, "Well," he didn't even ask what it's about. He's like, "I'll be on it."
Yeah.
Where is it? Let's do
Well,
it.
and then same with like last week's with Yak
Jack
Bear.
Bear, yeah.
He's like telling his wife coming out in his boxers, "I'm gonna be on the podcast. I'm gonna be on the podcast." But that makes me
Yeah.
super excited.
Yeah, it
you know,
does.
if our guests are excited to be on, that makes me happy.
Yes, it makes me excited too. Makes me ecstatically. You know, it makes me want to do this even more.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thing to have all the guests we've had on there, and I am humbly grateful to have you and all the guests and everything that this podcast has brought into my life.
Yeah, super happy that you had asked me to join you.
Yes, sir.
Super happy for all of our guests that have come on and said yes. Super happy for all the ones that do eventually want to come on and do this in the future as well. Looking forward to having everybody on that wants to come on.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. And I want to thank you, dude.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for asking 7 months ago now.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, and
loving every
cheers.
minute of
If I had
it.
a drink in my hand, I'll cheers you right now. Here's a many more, brother.
Yeah, I just finished my Red Bull.
Yeah,
try to stay alive here for a little bit.
Yeah, brother. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, dude. Love you, brother.
Love you too,
Have a
brother.
good night.
You too. I'll see you in stream. I'll be streaming too. I'll bring you up on the tab.